Josh, appreciate you coming to be with us today on the Getting Into Him podcast, right? I'm sure you've seen a little bit of this nonsense floating around. I appreciate you wanting to come talk about what you got going on, right?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm here.
Well, it's a big deal.
Is this the same seat that Chris Pope sat in?
Not only that, it's real sturdy. Brad Kaler sat in it too.
That's incredible.
So we know that it'll hold. And I sit in this one. So, yeah, it is the same one. Chris Pope putting on some good quality bluegrass festivals these days, isn't he?
Dude, stacked.
I'd say so.
So much fun. I mean, last year was incredible.
Right. I didn't get to make it last year.
Right.
I was scheduled to do that, so I don't really know what the turnout was other than just people talking about it. And they said it was great. Mm-hmm. And then they went to the 2-day this year, and I said, oh, Lord, Chris.
It was off the chain.
I think so, too. Not a bad band played all weekend, I don't think. It was awesome. Great experience.
So good.
And considering it's just a couple good old boys learning as they go, as it seems y'all are kind of doing the same thing, I think they've got it figured out pretty good.
I'd say so.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Still some wrinkles to iron out, but second annual, I think it was a huge success.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
It was Mineral Bluff Review.
Yeah, oh, son,
so
you can't
good.
say enough about them. My buddies there,
So good.
All great guys, too. Brad Kaler is the best kept secret of Mineral Bluff, I think.
Dude.
He's got a high roof to his mouth, don't he?
That guy's, if I could sing like that,
yeah,
I would just be the biggest jerk. My head would be this big.
Well, his head's about like that too, but he's not a jerk. It's just pure volume.
He's so good.
He's got it, man. He's always has had it. He's just always. I'm real happy with Brad too because he's found some success and getting some notoriety because he's actually in his old age gotten out and played a little bit lately.
Right before they came on, I forget which set it was. I'm standing outside at one of those food trucks talking. And in my peripheral, I see that barbershop Facebook guy.
Yeah, Noah something.
Yeah,
he was hanging out.
And I like fangirled over him.
Really?
Yeah, like
he was a super nice guy.
I was talking to somebody. I was like, "Hey, you're the barbershop guy." Mm-hmm. He goes, "Oh yeah, nice to meet you." I'm like, "Oh, I'm a huge fan."
Yeah, I think he got a lot of that.
I think he did too. But when Brad was singing, I walked by him and he was like perked up listening to Brad. So
because Brad can do it, man.
Yeah.
Brad can do it. We had some of the heaviest hitters in bluegrass up there a couple weeks ago on Friday and Saturday, and I don't know that there's a better singer that graced the stage than Mr. Brad Kaler. There might have been some as good, but and just for a dumb old hillbilly like the rest of us, he's got
that whole band though. Dylan, I love the way Dylan plays.
Yeah, Dylan's a freak. I've known Dylan just pert near my whole life. We go back a long ways. My grandpa and his grandpa were running around picking and drinking buddies back in the day before Mr. Roy got saved and made a preacher. And my dad and his dad grew up next door to each other, went to school together and everything. And I just didn't know Dylan.
Okay.
And there was a time when he didn't play, and I did, so I was better than him at one time. And that lasted for about a week. Then he decided he was going to play, and that was the end of all that. So he's just one of them that's a God-given ability. You can't teach what he's got.
No.
Same thing with Hayden Bramlett. As far as a banjo player, hard to beat Hayden. He's something else, and it's in his blood too. Mark Bramlett, great banjo player, many moons. It's all in their family, and it sickens me. Yeah. It really does. I do. I love them to death, but Lord mercy.
I can barely strum, and then I get around those guys, I'm like, man.
I heard that. That's exactly the way I feel too. I run up and down the road with them for a long time when we had our Blue Road band back in the day, and we played a lot, and I was the cream always rose to the top. Those two were just kind of always stood out, and I was just glad to be there. But that's what happens when you carry stuff and show up on time.
Your band's good. Your little, is it Iron?
No. We don't have a band.
You got second edition.
Second edition is what we're going
with.
But
what's the band that played at Everett's?
That was a throw together thing, and it was not very well put together. No, not to me.
I shared a post.
I appreciate it, but every 10 minutes there's a terrible video that comes out from Everett's, which I do appreciate. The folks over at Everett's love those guys to death, but
they're doing a great job.
But they need to let me screen them mandolin breaks where they put them out. I am not a mandolin player. I just started playing one about a year ago, just because there ain't none at the jams. So I've been tinkering on it about the past year, and I ain't got it figured out. And I ain't never gonna get it figured out, but it's fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time. That was just a little throw together deal.
You were good.
No, not really.
Solid chops.
Well, I don't know. I can chop maybe a little bit sometimes, but yeah, it was all right. We had a good time anyway. Let's throw together thing. So second edition will be making their debut because it ain't really a band at all until the 30th of August.
Yeah,
when it is. Yeah. So tell me what you got going on the 30th of August.
Oh my gosh! So when they canceled our merchie, the beginning of July, this is all Bryce Hicks' fault.
Sure.
So Bryce calls me and
Always
says,
blame the banjo player.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Bryce calls me and says, hey, since our merch is canceled, you want to do our own thing? And I'm like, I don't think I was like, it wasn't an emphatic yes at first. It was more like I think so. And so we talked about it. He had a couple of venues in mind. There was one in Rockmart, didn't work out. And then the owner of the Outpost basically just gave Bryce the keys and was like, just do whatever. I just want to pay the light bill and just do whatever.
Right.
And so we launched Rambler Fest.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So this will be the first annual coming up here in a couple weeks, won't it?
Yeah. First annual, and we launched it, I guess, middle-ish of July, and it's blown up. So in 3 weeks, we went from like 0 followers to like 900 something, and just tons of support. We knew that we only had about a month and a half to do this, and so we couldn't get big names
Sure.
and stuff like that. So
Well, you swung second edition, so
We-
it shows
right.
that you didn't have much time.
Matthew Bell is a big get, man.
He is. He's not very big, but if you get him,
He's
it's
very
a big
slim.
deal.
He is very slim.
He is. He's
Yeah.
been playing my little NS bass, my upright electric, and when he stands behind it,
so
you
good.
can't see him.
You can't see him. Is he one of those guys that can like eat 2 pizzas and not gain a pound? Is he one of those
I've
guys?
not been around Matthew that much.
Okay.
I'm just getting to know him a little bit. I've only been around him 4 or 5 times, probably just us picking, having a good time.
Yeah.
And yeah, he eats, and it kind of aggravates me because I
understand.
don't eat near as much as him. And you see what I've got to work with, and it just aggravates me, man. We played somewhere with him here a while back, and they had some catering in there, some sandwiches and stuff. Well, he ate about 6 or 8 sandwiches and 2 or 3 bags of chips and Chips
Man.
Ahoy cookies. Then we played, and then he went back and finished what was left. And I was like, where are you putting that stuff? In your back pocket or something? You got a hollow leg you filling up? But he's one of them guys, but awesome bass player, smooth.
Yeah, really
very
good.
smooth.
He's a killer guitar player, man.
Yeah, I've not got to hear him play guitar too much, but from what I've heard, yeah, he can play. Yeah, he's just one of them aggravating people.
One of those guys that could just pick on anything,
Aggravating
basically.
people. So y'all decided with plenty of notice ahead of time and preparation time to start the Bluegrass Festival.
Yeah, I mean, it was it was a crazy idea. So we went back and forth over a couple of names. We landed on Rambler Fest, and before we launched it, I was like, all right, Bryce, I want to put eyes on the Outpost because I had heard about the Outpost. Bryce grew up there, which you'll talk about, and it had closed down 2 years ago.
Right.
And so I was like, before we launch this, let's go out there. I want to just see this with my own eyes and make sure that we can pull this off by Labor Day. And so went out there on a Friday evening, walked around, and definitely needed some cleaning, but all the stuff worked. The HVAC system worked. The lights worked.
Praise God.
All the stuff worked.
The air conditioning works. That's very important.
There were some bug issues, which I fixed because I made Harrelson Pest Control a sponsor. So
very good.
Thank you.
Shout out to those guys.
So I was like, okay, we can do this. So we launched the website, and it just kind of blew up.
Good.
And we started off small. The idea was we only have like a month and a half to do this, so we'll just make it like a one day of live shows. So Saturday live shows. We'll do like a potluck thing Friday night, But since then, it's really attracted a lot of attention. We got a really cool write-up in Bluegrass Today, the Rome News Tribune. We've had to turn away some bigger bands, not because we don't want them, but we can't pay you yet. So,
not enough to go around, right?
So we think we are onto something, and we think that there's potential for it to be a thing next year. I just want to see how it goes. I want to see how it goes. Want to gauge everything.
It's a lot more work than you thought, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
I
mean, what we're doing is small scale compared to Ridge Jam, right? And so I can't imagine, doing it. It's a full-time job. Like I've neglected my job the last month.
100% it is. It sounds like a very easy concept. Let's call some buddies and get them to pick, and we'll just all show up that day. But there's a lot more that goes into it, from the preparation to the stages to, hey, we ain't got enough money for this and this. We need to find some sponsors and all that stuff. And then the logistics of this and that and all the stuff that you don't think of. And then the day of, there's going to be a lot of stuff you didn't think of come up too.
That's why I watched the Chris Pope interview and took notes, because when I saw him on here, I'm like, I got to watch this because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Right.
So,
well, you watched that and found out he didn't either.
He didn't either.
But at least he's done it.
But he did say the day of is the easiest thing. Like once it gets there, it's just kind of.
Well, it's going to play out the way it plays out, and then it's just kind of managing what comes up. I feel like.
Yeah.
And that's one area. And I got a very small part to do with Ridge Jam and all. I did the MC work and just helped out with whatever
Dude,
I could.
You're a killer MC.
Well, when you're full of it and you're good looking,
You're like really good.
that comes through.
You
the
could do
microphone.
that for a living.
Well, if Chris Pope decides he wants to contribute to my living, that would be great for next year. My talent fee. I'm gonna start implementing one of those. But no, I just got up there. I'm full of it, so I ain't got no. I just get up there and talk about whatever's on my mind. Try to satisfy all the
You did
sponsors,
great, though.
and then do what we can. Big crowd up there, and that was cool to see. I think, and I anticipate a good crowd over there. I don't know what the Outpost holds. If you had to guess,
I think Bryce counted 160
okay,
seats.
right?
So, yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
Well,
I
we're
anticipate
gonna
it being
find
a full
out.
house. Yeah. So you got some bands lined up. Who all, just off the top of your head, you got lined up?
Yeah. So the Silver Valley Boys.
Yes, the Jason Michael Quintet.
Right.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're great guys, man.
Obviously, you guys, we are hosting it. So the Dixie Ramblers are hosting it. So we'll play. The Sleeping Giant, I think, that day, as you'll see, I think is going to be Isaac Streetman.
Okay.
So do you know Isaac?
I do not.
So Isaac, everybody knows Isaac kind of in Rockmart, Polk County. He's got a full country band kind of guy.
Okay.
Isaac's early 20s, handsome feller.
Of course. When you got it, you got it.
But he grew up playing bluegrass, so a lot of folks don't know him through bluegrass in the way we do. So
Okay.
he is going to be fantastic.
Very good. That'd be cool. Looking
And
forward
then
to hearing
Haley Hicks, Bryce's sister,
it. Okay.
she's a recording artist up in Nashville. She just cut a single with the Martins. Do you remember the Martins?
I don't know who the Martins
The
are.
Martins were like a pretty big gospel group back in like the 90s.
Okay.
She's fantastic. So
Very
she's
cool.
playing with her family. The Hicks, all of them can sing and play.
Right.
It's sickening.
Right.
They just pop out picking.
They just got it. Man.
Yeah.
They just got it.
They got it. And the Endangered Species, my buddy Dan Nelson.
Which is my favorite name on the whole flyer.
So Dan, I met Dan. There's a jam that happens every Tuesday from like 11 to 2.
Right.
So no one can go to it except old guys if
Old
you're
folks,
retired.
yeah.
So there's a jam out in Leesburg, Alabama at the Bay Springs Marina
Okay.
on Weiss Lake.
Okay.
And I followed their Facebook page forever. I can never go because it's Tuesdays,
Right.
11 to 2.
Right.
I finally went out there. I meet this guy who can pick a dang banjo.
Right.
And he's wearing like suspenders and he's talking like he's from Michigan.
Uh-oh.
And he's from like an hour away from Billy Strings, but he's like a old bluegrass guy, man. He's
Right.
awesome.
It's everywhere. It is everywhere.
Yeah. So I got to know Dan, and when we put this together, I wanted him to play because I like him.
Sure.
And he had a band called, I think it was called Appalachian something. And they played at Armurchie last year. But this is his debut of
Okay.
Endangered Species.
Very
So
cool.
hold on to your butts.
This is a big show right
it's a
here.
it's a huge deal.
For debuts, it is at least. You got Isaac's bluegrass kind of debut, and then there's
Yep.
whatever that thing I'm doing, and then the
Second
Endangered
edition.
Species.
Who else? Bryce, who else is playing? Joe Johnson, Uncle Joe, and the Medicine Show is what he's calling his band.
Okay.
If you're seeing a theme here, it's a bunch of friends helping us out, throwing together bands.
Seems that way, which is what you need.
Right.
When there ain't no money.
Right. And who else? There's another band I'm missing. It'll come to me in a minute.
Sure. And we'll get Kayla to put up the flyer and everything, the full list of everything on the screen, so we can, if we forget anybody, which we don't mean to, it's just
We
there's a
don't mean
lot in
to.
our head floating around.
Lot in our heads.
And we'll put all the links to the website and all that kind of stuff up. That way everybody can check it out. And there's, I guess, did they buy tickets through the website? They buy them at the gate?
No, we're not that advanced yet. It's cash only.
Cash only. Remember,
Yeah.
folks, bring your cash money
Bring your
everywhere you go.
Cash. I think some of the food trucks might have some card abilities.
Okay.
So Rudy's Tacos will be there. Rudy's is a huge deal in West Georgia.
Okay.
Polk County. Off the chain.
Deal.
And we'll have an awesome barbecue guy that goes to our church named Derek. He can throw down. But yeah, go to rambler-fest.com.
Don't forget the dash.
For Rambler Fest was taken, man. Yeah.
By who?
I don't know. It was one of those. It was like a whoever owns it doesn't upkeep the website. Somebody
Right.
owns that URL and it's just like there.
Well,
So
maybe you can fist fight and figure out who it's got.
there is a Rambler Fest in Idaho,
Okay.
actually.
I figured that'd be like Tater Fest or something. There's probably one of those two.
It's like a hipster rock festival sort of situation.
Thumbs down. They're lame. This is better.
And we were gonna call it the State Line Bluegrass Festival, which I think
Okay. That's
could have
solid.
slapped. But there's a few other state line music festivals and stuff.
Confusion.
So
Yeah. I know that naming stuff is hard.
yeah,
If it's a band or a festival or whatever, I know Chris and Brad were talking about what we're gonna name this thing, and they were going back with all kinds of stuff, and everything was took, so they just come up on that and didn't really like it, but I think it kind of grew on them.
Yep.
The merch is cool. It's got a little.
That's great.
It's cool, so I think it worked out. Band names are hard too.
they are.
Matthew said we're gonna play this little deal over there. Okay, well, what do we call it? I don't know. So we just threw stuff at the wall, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll come up with something. I think I might have come up with second edition. I was like, it sounds like somebody. Let's do that.
it does.
It sounds like somebody.
Sounds bona fide.
Yeah, it does. It
And
sounds
the
like we know
picture's
stuff.
bona fide.
Well, we're standing in front of his Western Star big rig out there, which
Yeah.
is that's what you want. If you
Yeah.
got it, don't leave it at home.
Right.
Share it a little bit. Oh, Matthew's a little bit boy drive a big old truck like that, isn't he?
Yeah, I didn't know he drove that truck. That's
Yeah,
his truck.
his. Yeah, he drove it over there to the house one day.
That's awesome.
I was like, well, whatever you want to do. Is that just your personal vehicle, or? He said it is today. He just backed that thing in the yard.
So who else is in second? It's you and Matthew, Josh.
Me and Matthew, Josh Kimball, and before we lose him, he's a good old boy. He's an interesting bird. He's a Texas Michigan blend, and
Really?
yeah, and he was friends with Judah Begay. I think he's gonna play guitar with us.
Yeah.
And he moved down here and went to work with Judah and lived with him for a while. And I said, "Why'd you move down here?" He said, "To pick." He said, "There's more picking here than there is anywhere else." But he's fixing to move to Missouri, I think, to be closer to some family and stuff like that.
Oh.
So he'll be going here pretty quick.
Okay.
So this is just kind of a fun thing to do with him,
Yeah.
being a buddy. And Mr. Tim Moody, which is the best kept secret of Calhoun up there. He's a good buddy of mine. He's come in the store for years and years. Ain't played a banjo in 10 years. We started the Sharp Mountain Music Barn up in Jasper. That was kind of our outpost up here. I grew up going up there, and a lot of people did.
Yeah.
Just the best place in the world to go. And then COVID happened, and even before that, a lot of the folks that were responsible for kind of putting it on and everything, the older generation, they get to where they don't want to commit it every Saturday night kind of thing. Health issues arise. People pass away. COVID happened, and it was weird for everybody, and some people were scared, and some people, all that stuff. So it just didn't happen.
Sure.
And I'd say a little over a year ago, me and a couple other fellas said, let's just open that old barn back up. Just to have somewhere to jam,
There you go.
because I hadn't picked none in about 10 years myself.
Yeah.
And we started going, and Tim started coming out of the woodworks over there and sitting in the corner with his banjo. And he said he hadn't picked none in a long time either. And he's just made a sure enough banjo player. He's one of them
Nice.
guys that'll sit down and do it. And if it ain't as close to perfect as it can be, he's going to stay up all night and figure it out, He's that guy. So he's
I'll try it
he's
for
our
5
sleeper.
seconds and move on.
yeah. Well,
I wish I was that guy.
I can try all night, and it still sounds like I only spent 5 seconds. So it's not for me. So I just ain't got it like Tim does. He's got it figured out pretty good. So
Cool.
we didn't have nobody to play mandolin. There's no mandolin players. I don't know what has happened
There's
in the world.
none.
There's no fiddle players.
Nope.
There's no mandolin players.
Right.
And finding a good bass player is a little bit hard to do anymore. Everybody wants to play a stupid banjo and a guitar.
Right.
So you can throw a dead cat and hit
Yep.
a banjo player in this room. Yeah. Or if you'll duck, I can hit him with it.
Does every banjo player in Georgia do HVAC work? Is
I
that
don't know. It seems.
Is that like a mandatory thing?
Well, Tim's a mechanic. I think it helps. I think it
Gotcha.
probably helps.
Because they're meticulous.
Well, because they work real hard in the summer and they don't do nothing on the rest of the year. So it seems like that's the case.
One of the other things I've noticed about banjo players is something that I've now called resting banjo face.
Okay, I'm listening.
So I shared y'all's video from Everett's, and one of my best friends, Ken Hendricks, comments and says, and he doesn't know Judy. He's like, "Why does that banjo player look like he's miserable?" And to me, he doesn't look miserable. But I'm like, maybe they have a resting banjo face.
Maybe. Is that RBF for
RBF,
banjo players?
Right.
I guess so.
know.
I think you got to have a little misery in you to want to play a banjo anyway, because it's not. I like banjos. I like to try to play one. I like to hear a good banjo picker.
I'm terrible.
But
I've tried. I'm terrible.
It's not a pleasant instrument. especially early in the morning.
I can play Any Man of Mine by Shania Twain on banjo.
Well, I'm
That's
sorry.
the only thing I can do.
I'm sorry for your loss. I'm not into Canadian fusion, you know.
Oh, well.
To each their own, man. But, you got to have a certain level of internal conflict to want to spend time with that cantankerous thing anyway.
Yeah.
So I think you're onto something with the misery.
Resting banjo face.
Yeah.
It's a thing that
It is.
now that you know it, you're going to start seeing it.
Well, you go back and look at like the Dillards or the Darlings playing. Them
Right.
guys kind of look miserable anyway.
J.D. Crowe.
Hey, yeah, he would.
Like,
he didn't seem too happy.
Did
when
he
was
ever
playing.
smile when he's playing? No.
He didn't need to. He was too busy doing work, man.
Resting
And there's a
banjo
lot
face.
going on. You know, you got 3 fingers and 5 strings and a lot of problems. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot going on with that. So, I started picking that mandolin because we show up and there'd be 9 banjo players at the
Yep.
jam. Like, well, good grief. So I started chopping on them.
I do that. Robbie will bring his mandolin. I'll play it because everybody's playing guitar.
That's it, man. So,
but I suck at mandolin.
my
I can
advice to
barely
anybody
chop.
wanting to get into bluegrass these days is learn how to play a mandolin or a fiddle or something.
Yeah.
Because there ain't none. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to play banjo because it is cool. I mean, cool people play banjo. We're just miserable. Tired of spending your money with these corporate chains that don't share the same values that you do? Well, at Freedom Cafe in Macedonia, Georgia, they stand for faith, family, and freedom. It's not just a motto, it's their way of life. And you can taste it in everything that they serve. From acai bowls packed with fresh fruit and flavor, to clean energy teas that keep you going without the crash, to handcrafted bubble teas, protein shakes, matcha lattes, and iced coffee, this place really has it all. It's the perfect stop for folks who want to feel good about what they're drinking and who they're supporting. No questionable agendas, no corporate nonsense, just better ingredients, better people, and better values. So go ahead, save your bucks and still drink like a star. Don't give in to the green logo chains pushing their woke politics. Support a place that shares the same values and beliefs as you. Be subscribed to the Donley's Music YouTube channel and get $1 off any order $10 or more. Follow Freedom Cafe on Instagram and Facebook at freedomcafe_ to see what's new, what's fresh, and what's brewing. Freedom Cafe, faith, family, and freedom. A better way to fuel your day.
We actually discovered the best fiddle player in Georgia that no one knows about at Bear on the Square.
Okay.
Back in April, the Dixie Ramblers are playing there on the corner steps of this thing, and every now and then somebody would come up and try to jam with us, and they last a couple songs and walk away. And this one guy walks up, he goes, "You mind if I play fiddle with you guys?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I could tell like he was from, Decatur or Roswell, you
Right.
know, like
He dressed a little too good. to be
I
from-
judged him, you
Yeah.
know, and then he busts out his fiddle and just melts my face off, dude.
That's it.
And we're playing, and Bryce Hicks is, across the way from me. He's like, "I recognize that guy from somewhere," and this guy's like, The Walking Dead. I was in The Walking Dead, and Bryce's like,
Right.
"Oh yeah, you were so and so in The Walking Dead."
Interesting fact, I was an extra on The Walking Dead.
Really?
One particular episode. I don't know for sure you can see me, but I didn't watch all of it. But I watched the first few seasons, see if you could find me. And,
I've never seen The Walking Dead.
well, you ain't missed much. There's a bunch of zombies, and then it gets kind of soap opera-ish.
And then I know it was filmed in Sonoya. A lot
Yeah,
of it was in
I think
Sonoya.
I had to go to Noonan.
Yeah, my
I
wife
did
is
this.
from down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Married a city girl.
Well,
It's the city
there's
from
some
where I come
there's
from.
some nuance
Yeah. There's a
because
lot
she
of
was when she was born, they lived in Coosa,
that. Mhm.
and we call her Coosa Crystal when she gets mad.
There you go. But I had to go down there, and I was a zombie extra from many yards away from a camera. So they dressed me up and everything. I said, "So what are we doing here?" "Well, you need to fall like you're getting shot." I was like, "Okay, I can do that. I can fall easy." I didn't know I was going to be falling every 10 minutes all day in the summer heat. So I fell all day,
No way.
and I just fall. And then finally I started falling next to somebody. That way I could lay there and talk to them. I think it's like Civil War reenacting. I was talking to Caleb. Caleb used to do a lot of Civil War reenacting. And he
Nice.
said the veterans of it had it figured out. Them old men, they'd fall over next to a tree somewhere so they could lean up and take a nap. And I said, "Well, so how do you know when you're shot? Because obviously we're not shooting live ammo, we hope, right?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, it's just kind of walk up the hill till you get tired and fall down next to
Yeah.
your buddy and y'all lay there and talk." So
That's so
I started
funny.
doing a little bit of that. And the next day, I felt like I had been shot because, I mean, I'm a big old boy. And falling down, gravity is not very forgiving, and that old hard Georgia clay ain't either. So I fell down all day one day in the middle of summer and made $62.50.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it, man. But hey, at least I was in it.
I didn't even know extras got paid. So extras get paid.
I think it's a union thing. I don't know, union scale or something. You start dealing with some of these union musicians, it's best not to deal with some of them.
Right.
I guess. I'm not a union guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, independent contractor. That's
right.
So anyway, but so the fiddle player was
his name's Jordan.
He had a bigger role in the movie than I did, or the TV series.
He was I've never seen the show, but apparently he played the gay guy in Walking Dead, and people that are watching this will probably know who I'm talking about.
Well, that tracks for a fiddle player.
But he was so good. I got to know him a little bit that day, and he grew up playing fiddle as a kid at Dollywood.
Okay.
And then gets into film and gets into acting. He was in the Hunger Games. He was in several movies.
Yeah, that's one I don't know. I might have seen that. That ain't a vampire.
I think
thing,
I saw. No.
Oh, the girl with the bow. That's bad to the bone with the bow. Yeah.
I think I watched the first one, but anyways, he lives in Roswell. We exchanged numbers, and this was back in April. And I was like, I'm gonna invite you to jams because also that was his first time playing in like years.
Right.
He had heard about Bear on the Square. He went up there and brought his fiddle, and Bryce will tell you he was legit. And I was like, I'm gonna invite you to some jams, dude. And so
Do it.
I invite him to every jam and every festival, and he'll respond sometimes, but I think he probably thinks I'm weird.
He'll show up one day and
Yeah.
play Orange Blossom Special or something. I don't know.
Hope so.
Maybe. We'll see. It seems like you mentioned he hadn't played in a long time. I hadn't played in a long time. A lot of folks hadn't. It seems like there's a little bit of a revival in bluegrass in the Georgia area these days.
Yeah.
I'd like to give the guys at Ridge Jam a little credit for that. I'm sure they had a little bit of inspiration for y'all to maybe try to put on a festival and stuff.
Yep.
At least put the idea in your head, probably. About a year ago, we decided to, or probably in the spring of last year, we decided to get that old music barn going again. And I think that kind of lit a fire under some folks. I'm not going to take all the credit for Ridge Jam and the revival of bluegrass scene, but it was my idea. So, maybe that lit a spark. And I don't care whose idea it is. I'm just glad to see it. Because when I was growing up, they was pickings 4 or 5 days a week. Just depends on how far you wanted to drive,
Really?
And it just kind of died out because that older generation, growing up in bluegrass, that's your grandpa's music, right? Is what everybody always called it. And there was a lot of folks around my age, your Hayden Bramletts and Brad and Chris and Dylan, all that. There's a good crop of us, and then there really wasn't anybody behind us. And the people ahead of us, getting up in age, not playing as much, passing away, that kind of thing. And everybody was just sitting around, lives, family, kids, all that stuff, jobs, all that takes priority over your hobbies. It should, I think. And everybody's kind of settled in now. And instead of sitting around saying, boy, I wish somebody started a bluegrass festival, you start seeing guys like you and Chris and Brad and Bryce and all these guys pitching in to do it. And I appreciate that. Because Raccoon Creek, I think they're not doing that. They didn't do that this year, I don't think.
Yeah, they didn't do it this year.
That's a shame.
They took a year off.
That's a shame. I hope that it comes back because I
think they are.
That was the premier festival for me growing up. They always had a couple big acts and a lot of good jamming and hanging out and stuff like that, and a good venue to have it.
It's such a cool venue.
It's cool. It's 1,000 degrees down there every year that they do it because it's always just rained, and it's hot and muggy in that just down in that holler down there. It seems like the heat just sits there. Other than that, it's a great place to be. And our Murchie's always been a great jamming go-to festival. And from my understanding, it's not completely canceled or something like that. I don't know. I heard that there's probably a little bit of tension over that, but whatever.
Well, before we launched it, I called Helen Burke, and I told her about this and kind of wanted her blessing. I was like, are you cool if I just want to make sure that the festival's canceled before we launch this thing?
Sure.
She's like, oh yeah, y'all run with it. And she's like, y'all will do great. And she was so excited for us. And she gave me like every band and everybody's number that she was gonna book for our Murchie.
Right.
So she was awesome. And I called Dan Daniel and told him about it and everything. And
Dan's a hoot, isn't he?
Yeah. So no, they fully support what we're doing. And I told Helen, like, we're not trying to compete with our Murchie, but because the festival's canceled, we feel like we could do something cool. So
very cool.
But yeah, I guess they're still jamming and camping there if you want to go and jam and camp, which I hope they have a great time. But
I hope they do too. And anybody that don't want to go there, make sure to come to Outpost.
Rambler Fest.
Come to Rambler Fest, that's for sure. Hopefully, going forward, we can coordinate a little better and put them on different weekends, maybe next year, something like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, it's not like a massive bluegrass scene in Georgia, right? So,
Sure.
We're not trying to.
It's the same crop of folks going to all of them, pretty
Right.
much. Yep. So, anyway, more festivals is a good problem to have. More options, I think.
Yep,
Absolutely,
I agree.
100%.
I agree. But we're gonna kind of gauge what we got, and we think we have something special. It's such a cool venue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wood panel walls. You walk in this place, and there's pictures of, Ralph II and Larry Sparks, Doyle Lawson.
Yeah.
Have all played there. So
Right.
it was really ticking. And Bryce knows more, but back in the '90s and early mid 2000s, and then I think they were just trying to do. I think every Friday night for a long time, and it just wasn't sustainable. And then COVID happens and stuff
All
like
that
that.
same old
So
stuff. Yep.
yeah,
Seems like that was a damper on a lot of social gatherings like that.
I guess especially old people. For me, it didn't affect my life at all.
Yeah.
But a lot of older people, you know what I mean?
understandably
Like they
so,
didn't want to
yeah.
go out and stuff. So
Sure, I understand
I get
that.
it.
I understand that. When you sit at home and watch the news all the time, it's easy to get a crazy idea in
Yep.
your head. Plus, if there's some health issues, be cautious for sure.
Sure.
But I'm glad to see that we're out of that, and it seems like things are going in the right direction overall as a country and as a society. It feels better.
Man.
It seems like it feels better, just from the people that I hang around with anyway.
Right.
So
Same here.
yeah, and that goes for. I think that helps everything. If everybody's working and
Just stop watching don't watch the news.
at all,
Play some bluegrass.
and
Go to some jams.
Yes. Listen to Bluegrass and the Gettin' in Tune podcast. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's it, pretty much.
That's all you need.
And if you can find a Braves game, watch one of them.
Maybe.
They need to fix that. They need to put it on Channel 7 again.
Dude,
It's impossible to watch a Braves game.
this was the first year where I think I've watched one or two games.
I think that's about the extent of mine, too. And I'm a...
And I know the FanDuel app is only like $20, but that's $20 more on top of all the other stuff.
all the other stuff that you got to have.
I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Can I afford it? Yeah.
I think
But
we're in
I'm
a
not doing
spot now. Cable went away. Well,
Yeah.
for the most part, that kind of stuff. And everybody went to streaming stuff because I can watch anything I want to right here.
It's like cut the cable. You're going to save money, but then you're going to
Yep.
buy Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount, Apple.
And at $10-20 a pop, that
Right.
adds up to you're right back where you started.
Yeah.
And then you got to remember what shows on what thing, and
I pay for YouTube Premium, so I don't get the ads.
right, me too.
And that's about it. And then, my poor kids, my daughter's 6 years old, and, she's watching the Andy Griffith Show on Pluto TV. And
Which is good. That's because
It's
that's
great,
the
but-
greatest TV show ever made
right.
in the history of mankind.
And then Home Improvement's also on Disney
Amen.
Plus.
I'm a Tim Allen connoisseur.
Have you rewatched Home Improvement as an adult?
Yes, actually, my wife had never seen Home Improvement. I said, "Well, honey,
It is fantastic.
it
to
is
rewatch
awesome."
it.
Tim Allen has always been the same guy in everything he's ever done, which I like and appreciate. But we watched just about all that, and then she said, "Let's watch that other one he did. What is it? Last Man Standing." The
haven't watched
newer
that.
one he did. He's a little bit older, and it's pretty much the same show. He's just got girls instead of boys.
Oh,
He's
interesting.
got 3 girls instead of boys, and it's pretty good too. It's
Okay.
funny, and I think it's the one that got canceled, and then because he's getting a little bit too politically
Oh, gosh.
in the direction they didn't agree with, and
Come
then
on,
Fox
man.
picked him up, and it was pretty good. So it was pretty good.
Well, I didn't realize how funny Al was.
Al is hilarious.
And that dynamic, as a kid, I didn't realize how funny that is,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely it is.
So funny.
Tim's hilarious, and he's used the same jokes for 40 years, but they work and they're still funny.
Yeah.
And I appreciate what he did. I watched a podcast the other day with 2 of my favorite people on my top 5 list of people to meet as far as, celebrity people. I'm not a celebrity guy, but I like Mike Rowe.
Well, you're in a band with Matthew Bell,
Well,
so you're already
obviously I am.
You're
I've already-
surrounded by celebrities. So when
I've
you-
already marked him
right.
off the list. So number 1's gone.
and then Brad and all those. I mean, those guys.
I know
so,
those guys. So it's that's different though.
Mm-hmm.
You're born into certain situations you can't avoid, and the people around you, man, there they are, celebrity or not. But Mike Rowe is one of my favorite people, with a celebrity status. The
Yeah.
Dirty Jobs guy.
Yeah, man.
And Tim Allen too. They put a lot of emphasis on, I guess, what I'd call blue collar lifestyle, being independent, being a tradesman, being not necessarily going the traditional path of the bill of goods that a lot of people were sold, where you have to go to college to get
Right.
a degree to blah blah blah. And if that's what you want to do, sure, whatever. But working for a living, getting out there and earning your dollar, because that seems like that was something that was frowned on for many moons. And now we're seeing nobody wants to work, so that's where the money is to be made now. And I appreciate those guys promoting that. I think it was Mike Rowe's show or podcast, whatever. He had Tim Allen on. They had a good conversation for a while on that, too.
I gotta watch that. Okay.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm a big fan of Mike Rowe.
Yeah,
He's
Mike
one of
Rowe's
those.
awesome.
I've always, you calling me an MC and everything. He's one of those voices that you recognize. I grew up watching Discovery Channel, and he narrated just about everything on the Discovery Channel.
Right,
you know?
right.
He's got a great voice. Him and Eddie Stubbs are 1 and 2.
Eddie Stubbs is fantastic.
He's the man. I love
he doesn't
Eddie
MC
Stubbs.
the Grendel Opry anymore.
Not
right?
anymore. Not anymore.
Okay.
But it was better when he did.
Yeah, he was the fiddle player
Johnson
for the
Mountain
Johnson
Boys.
Mountain Boys. Who's the lead singer for Johnson? The Dudley. What's his name?
I can't remember his name now.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Mustache Man.
Yeah.
He had an awesome Caterpillar mustache.
Maybe my favorite bluegrass voice is that guy. I forget his name, man.
It ain't Dudley Connell.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but I always liked the Johnson Mountain Boys. For a bunch of Yankees, they had it figured out pretty good.
Right.
I'm a big Johnson Mountain Boys guy.
Me too.
They always had a good sound.
Yep.
What is that Duncan and Brady song about something or another? I like that song they did.
I just love his. Have you seen videos of him now? It looks nothing like he did back in the 80s.
I don't know. If I've seen him, I probably didn't recognize him.
Have you seen the videos of Mike Rowe on QVC from like the early 90s?
Yes, absolutely. They talk about that in there a little bit too. He did what he needed to do, to make a
Paying the
living.
bills, man.
Paid the bills. But I do appreciate his thing. He had a podcast for a while back. I think it was. I was always enjoyed radio. Maybe that's why I wanted to start doing this. I was always a big Paul Harvey fan.
Oh yeah.
Growing up listening to Paul Harvey, the rest.
Well,
of the
watching
story.
you MC and then you telling me that you're kind of an introvert.
Very much so.
I'm
I do not like people.
like, I think Josh might be a radio guy and not know it.
Maybe so. I just ain't got the voice for it. But you know what? You work with what you got, But I always enjoyed the Paul Harvey thing. And Mike Rowe had something, I think it was called The Way I Heard It or something, where he would tell these little, similar to what Paul Harvey would do. He would tell you a story, very intriguing. At the end, it'd be the big reveal about who it's about or something.
Yeah.
And he did something very similar to that. And I always thought that was kind of cool too. Very cool.
Love it.
Yeah. Now I don't know a lot about you as a person and a musician and just a dude, really.
Yep.
So you've obviously played some music. Been doing that for quite a while, I guess. How long you been playing music?
So I started kind of in high school, church stuff,
Yeah.
and then when I was in college, I did I was really into Ryan Adams.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's like singer-songwriter, alt country stuff, and I had a bluegrass band in college called Slim Pickens, and we sucked. We were really terrible.
All right.
It's horrible.
But you had fun.
It was so bad. And so I did that in college, and then in my 20s, kind of just solo singer-songwriter stuff. I lived in Birmingham for a while in my 20s and did some kind of alt country singer-songwriter stuff. And then I was in an alt country band for a while with some guys, and had a cool Telly Deluxe and was trying to be like the drive-by truckers kind of, sort
I
of.
still don't know what you're talking about.
I was like a Dollar Tree version of Jason Isbell.
Still don't know what you're talking about.
You it's probably good that you don't.
I'm sorry. I'm not the one to talk to on those.
So I did that, and then like 2015, I just stopped playing for like 10 years. I don't think I played a show. I barely played my guitar in my living room for like 10 years.
Life happened, huh?
I got married, and Nikki loves me playing music. Nothing drastic or dramatic happened. I just stopped.
Which is not always the case, I've noticed with pickers.
Yeah.
It's hard to marry into somebody that will enjoy bluegrass as much as the bluegrass.
My wife, God bless her, she supports all the jams and all the stuff, which is awesome.
That is
and
awesome.
She's great. And I know other people, their spouses aren't as.
I know a lot of people that way.
Because you go to a jam, you get back a little late.
Yeah, you get late, and it's a weekend thing.
Yep.
And that's family time for a lot of folks.
And you barely get. You make tens of dollars
easily,
right?
Easily 10.
I think I got 2 paid gigs like summer.
Right.
So
don't brag about it, man.
2.
This ain't a platform for you bragging, okay?
So
let's tone it down. Not everybody can just go make $20.
So about 10 years, I stopped playing, and then November 2023, one of the guys that leads worship at my church, Michael Lee is like if Daryl Singletary led worship.
Now, I know who you're talking to now. Daryl Singletary is awesome.
Yeah, and Michael Lee is just awesome. And he found some old videos or pictures of me playing guitar or something on Facebook. He's like, hey, I didn't know you played. Would you want to play
Right.
this Sunday morning,
Sure.
December whatever. And it was almost a God thing, because I think anybody else I would have been like, nah, I don't really, I don't want to play.
Something told you needed to, huh?
And I was like, yeah, I'm in. So I get my Tele Deluxe, I get it all set up. I hadn't touched it in like 10 years.
Right.
And to get my fingers back, because I didn't even have calluses on my fingers, dude. Like it was.
Well, playing a Tele, I mean.
Yeah.
Soft hands. That's what you need to do.
I know. So I go to this bluegrass jam at the Rockmart Theater that's every third Thursday of the month, hosted by Rex Garner.
Okay.
And I go there. This was like November 2023. And I meet all these bluegrass people I didn't know existed in Rockmart.
Yeah, there's a pretty big scene down there.
Yeah, and so made friends quickly and started playing bluegrass. And Billy Butterworth,
oh Billy,
had the Billy and the Gang thing and was like, "Hey, I got some shows, and you wanna
yeah,
maybe sing and play guitar?
Is that your Butterworth?
That's my Billy Butterworth." And I was like, "Yeah, man." So me and him and Nathan Price and Sally played upright, and Brian Streetman sung and sang tenor, and we played all last summer. Had
the
a
bug
great
bit you
time.
again, huh?
Bug bit me, man, and I loved it.
So you play guitar? Anything else that you would claim to be?
No, I really just play guitar, and I barely play guitar, dude. Like honestly, like I'm not being self-deprecating. My right hand has gotten a lot better in the last year.
Right.
But
you got to keep up.
When I really got into it again and started picking and jamming, you know, I'm hanging out with some really good pickers, you know, and I'm like, man, I thought I was good. I'm not good. So I've gotten better in the last year. I'm more of a singer, I think, and I love songwriting.
Sure.
So
that's cool too. I worry we've talked a little bit in here with a couple folks, and I can't remember who I've talked to about it, but AI is a weird thing, man. And songwriting, Mr. John Sosby works here. He's like, songwriting's completely gone because there's no point in even trying, because AI can write a song better than anybody else, you know. And you can put a thought in and it'll phrase it in the most deep, articulate way that most people can't come up with. And I don't necessarily agree with John. I think there's always going to be a place for the human element. The things being worded perfectly, it's almost like listening to a politician talk. Somebody that talks too good, I don't believe them. You know, somebody that's too well spoken and his words are put together too good. And I think that's what AI does with the songwriting that I've heard it do, is it puts things together a little too well.
Where have you heard like an AI?
Well, me and Caleb got to playing with this little app one day. It's I forget the name of it, but you can type in an idea and it'll write you a whole song, music and all, and play it, and it sounds better than most things on the radio.
Do you know Gene? What's his name? Gene. We're Facebook friends, but he's a West Georgia bluegrass guy. He AI wrote a song for Rambler Fest.
Really?
And he posted it on my wall like a week ago, and it's like actually kind of good. And I used it for like a video.
But I'm sure there's a ton of that going on in mainstream stuff. I mean, why think any harder than you have to?
That's sad.
It's kind of human nature.
It's weird,
right?
yeah.
But I think there's always going to be a spot for that, for honesty, that you can't put. I don't think AI it doesn't have a soul. It doesn't have a. It's a hive mind of collective thoughts, but I think there's always going to be a spot for songwriters.
Yeah, I hope so.
Quality, and I think it's completely dependent upon society to accept quality and not accept subpar or mediocrity.
Yeah, because
I think that's the state of the music. Is if people accept bad music, then that's what's going to flourish. Yeah, because that's where people accept it, and because it's in front of them, it's good.
I appreciate people that are writing bluegrass, like current bluegrass songs, because
it's hard to do.
Yeah, that's why I love Junior Sisk.
Yeah, I love Junior.
And what's her name? The backline girl.
Yes, Caitlin. Yeah, Guardia.
Yeah,
she's phenomenal.
She's incredible, dude.
She can sing.
I bought their T-shirt. I never buy T-shirts because I'm
one of the best female vocalists that I've heard. And I've heard her before, but to hear her live and spend some time with her, she's great. Super great to deal with. Sweet as can be. Country's cornbread too. Mm-hmm. She's awesome. She is a really sweet lady and super talented.
Killer songwriter, dude.
Exactly. And
I love that they played 3, 4, 5 originals. Yeah. You know, which I think is awesome. I mean, I love all the standards like everybody else does, but to get up there at a formidable festival and to basically play your own stuff in bluegrass, I mean, that's kind of cool.
It's a hard thing to do because bluegrass is such a traditional form of music,
right?
That not everything subject matter wise will fit in the box.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put a banjo to a rap song and it doesn't make it bluegrass. I'm sorry, a lot of people will think that, but from my point of view, and everybody has a different view on that stuff. Just because you got bluegrass instrumentation over an AC/DC song doesn't mean that's a bluegrass song. And subject matter wise, and I think that's part of the reason it's not been accepted overall, mainstream wise, is because it's been a long time since people could relate to living in cabins on a hill and all that stuff. That was the music of our ancestors because they wrote that because that's the way they lived.
Right.
I don't know how you write a bluegrass song about Ubers and DoorDash and stuff like that and make it work, but there's a way to go about it, I think. Yeah. Because it's just storytelling. I'm
working on a new one. Bryce is helping with it, but it's called I've Never Been to the Matterhorn.
Okay.
And it's basically like I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I saw the light.
Right.
I'm not going to pretend like I climbed the Matterhorn.
Right. There ain't no point in it.
Right.
Yeah, we've heard how that
I'll send it to you if it's ever finished. So
I got somewhat in depth on the Matterhorn here a while back, researching it. Of course, the Old Country Gentleman song, and I'm not claiming that they are the first ones to do it, but first ones I ever heard doing it. But I didn't know that the Matterhorn is that mountain that's on the box of that hot chocolate that you get.
The Andes?
I don't know. Is it Swiss? Yeah, because it's in the Swiss Alps, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's the mountain on the box of hot chocolate is the Matterhorn.
Okay.
You learn stuff in this room.
Yeah.
So it is the mountain.
Is it called the Matterhorn?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure how the Swiss dialect would skew that pronunciation, but Matterhorn, yeah. Good song.
It's almost as cool as Mount Yonah.
I'm not sure about Mount Yonah. What's that?
It's up the road here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, North Georgia.
Oh, okay.
It's like on the way to Helen.
Okay.
It's like our Matterhorn.
That's the wrong direction for me. Yeah, I'm more of a central North Georgia guy. I know about Burnt Mountain and Sharp Top and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Understand.
So. But yeah, man, very cool. Rambler Fest, Rambler-Fest.com.
Yep.
Coming up August the 30th. Going to be some camping. Is there still room for anybody do they need to call ahead for camping?
I think all the electric hookups are taken. All the electric RV hookups are taken. But you can there's plenty of room. It's like a giant meadow, so there's plenty of room for an RV if you got a generator.
A meadow. Where are you from?
A meadow?
Yeah.
I'm from Rome originally.
Okay. Well, we call them fields around here.
Fields?
Yeah, field.
Meadow? You don't say meadow?
No. Meadows. I feel like that's a northern thing.
I went to college, so my family's all a bunch of rednecks, and then I go to college, so my family thinks that I'm a yuppie.
Well, okay.
And then my Yankee friends think I'm a redneck.
Okay, so you're just a misfit. You're just stuck in the middle, huh?
Yeah.
A man without a country.
I don't know. It's
a
weird.
Meadow. Anyway, didn't get it off. We would call it a field, especially if there's kudzu.
So it's a giant
field.
Well, there was kudzu. They. When I was at Ridge Jam, they did a bunch of work, and they cut back the.
That's the way to do it. To go have fun and come back and all the work.
Have you seen the episode of Duck Dynasty where Willie is just sitting there hanging out while they're working on the RV duck blind?
Yes.
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah.
Very good.
I can wheel and deal, sell some stuff, but they're doing the hard work.
Oh, good. Well, you got the college learning, right? You figured out the shortcut, right? Attention, local musicians. If you're looking for a place to share your music, test out a new song, or just hang out with some cool folks, you need to check out Open Mic Night at Reformation Brewery in Gettin. It takes place the fourth Wednesday of every month, and it's hosted by our buddy Kurt Wheeler. You'll get a 10-minute slot to share your original music, cover your favorite song, or play your favorite instrumental. Whether you're a veteran to the stage or looking to just get your feet wet for the very first time, this is the place to do it. It's free to sign up, and all skill sets and ages are welcome. The lineup fills up fast, so don't wait around. Get signed up today. Get signed up at reformationbrewery.com/openmic. That's reformationbrewery.com/OPENMIC. I appreciate the Robertson family in general, the Duck Dynasty. A lot of people know them from the reality show and stuff.
Oh, dude.
There's a lot more.
If you've not watched the celebration ceremony,
yes, the funeral service for Mr. Phil Robertson.
Dude. Yeah.
Well, he was on that list of top 5 people.
Yeah, he's my favorite. I call him my favorite theologian.
I'll go with that.
Like he's not a theologian, but
he
is.
never
Like,
claimed to be. He
yeah,
is.
But no one could articulate the gospel like that guy, man.
Well, a lot of people, and I think it's because of this college learning everybody was sold on. Not to throw any rocks across the room, but a lot of people want to justify their studies because I put all this work in here, therefore I need to sound like I have.
Yeah.
And Phil put his work in a different way. He lived it.
Yeah. To my defense, I didn't really pay attention in college.
Oh, good.
So
that's good. At least there's that. At least
I've got a degree, but like I don't remember what I learned.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's most people, it seems like. But he had a way of communicating the good news because there's one message in the whole book to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's Jesus Christ crucified on the cross of Calvary.
Right.
And through his blood we are, if we choose to
believe.
believe.
It's very simple.
It's very simple. And
it's hard to do. And there's a lot of nuance and layers in it, but it's also simple.
There's one message, and he stuck to that message. I've heard a lot of his sermons and studies and everything, and it's always the same.
Yeah.
And because that's all it needs to be.
Yeah.
For him to do it. That's all he ever needed to say. And it was very impactful. And I was talking about this because he passed fairly recently. And I can't think of anybody, aside from maybe Billy Graham, maybe, that I can think of in American history anyway, that reached more people with the gospel. It would be hard to figure and count, but I would say he's up there with just about anybody.
I think so. And the whole Unashamed podcast, the way they did it, I mean, it was awesome, man.
Yeah, the great folks, it seems like. Never got to the privilege of running into any of them. But,
same, yeah.
But seemed like great folks, so... well, man, we've touched on a little bit of everything, haven't we? For everybody, we're going to get Mr. Bryce over here in just a second, talk some more, maybe get some more in-depth talk about the Outpost kind of thing here in just a second.
There, yep.
But before you go, we got to do our rapid-fire questions.
Also, hey, thanks to Donley's for being a sponsor of Rambler Fest.
No problem at all.
So,
anything we can do to support bluegrass music, local music in general. Mr. Donley's always set the precedent of that. He's donated more than he sold in his 30 years of doing this stuff before he passed. The last thing he donated to anybody was the guitar that they gave away last year at Ridge Jam.
Okay.
Because he died a couple days before Ridge Jam happened. And which is the reason I wasn't able to make it last year. But his last act of charity, as far as I know, was he donated that instrument to Ridge Jam for that to be given away, and money was raised on that, just like we did again this year for the St. Jude's Children's
Well, I know
Hospital.
it was big shoes to fill, but you're doing a phenomenal job.
I don't know about that, man. I'm just doing things. I'm doing business the way that Mr. Donley would have done it as much as I can, and doing the things that I need to that make sense to me.
Well,
and trying my best.
It's cool. It's cool to watch from a distance, and we're an hour or so away, so it's.
Well, I appreciate y'all making the trip. Sure enough.
Sure.
Mr. Donley, great, phenomenal human being. I have a very unique perspective of Dave, because I grew up going into his store buying strings with my grandpa, stuff like that, and I was a customer. And then I got older and would come in, hang out, and then we were friends. And then next thing you know, I get married into the family, and he's my father-in-law. And before that, of course, I worked here and everything like that. So I got a very unique perspective of him, and just a great man in all facets and aspects. Just like anybody else, he had his hang-ups and tempers here and there, but who don't, but overall, treated people the way that you're supposed to. Always very encouraging of folks getting started in music. That's why this store's still here today. It's because of him. Nothing that I've done.
I think he'd be very proud of you, and we appreciate Donley's
we appreciate that. Appreciate that. I don't know. I'm just doing the best I can with what I got. And part of the deal for something like this is obviously it's a great tool to promote things such as festivals and musicians and stuff like that. We get a lot of interesting people in and out of the store. And I got a list of people I'd like to have sit in here and talk about what they got going on with their music, or, with their festivals or events or whatever, stuff like that. Or some of our instructors. We got some very interesting folks that teach for us. Got a great group of folks here. But it's trying to update things a little bit to expand our reach a little bit, to give people a reason to look at the store other than I need to go buy some strings or a guitar.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Because you don't have to enjoy or even play music to want to sit down and listen to a good conversation about something interesting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we were wanting to do here, along with, we talked about how a lot of the older folks in the bluegrass since we've been in the scene have passed away. Lots of interesting, very intelligent, smart people with great stories, and when they're gone, those stories are gone. So I wish somebody would have sat down and done something like this with a lot of those guys that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Because of the people that I knew, there's a lot of things I knew about them, but I'm sure there's a lot that I didn't that could have come up in a conversation like this. And I think that'd be a cool thing. That long after me and you are gone, I don't know if anybody will care to find it, but they can see us sitting here talking about.
You're going to be
right
like
here.
the Joe Rogan of bluegrass, man.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to be the Joe Rogan of anything. I just kind of want to be the me of me, and that's kind of what I do.
You're killing it. I mean, the set's super cool, and
we do what we can with what
awesome,
we got. I didn't have. I'm not like you. I didn't get to sit around and point. I actually had to come in here and do this stuff. So, Caleb helped. Caleb helped a lot. Can't do nothing without Caleb. We appreciate you and all that you do.
The front man of the band Waleska.
Absolutely. Just a little plug for the band Waleska. This is Mr. Waleska.
Yeah.
The newly relationshiped Romeo Waleska here. He's got him a little gal that's doing him some good, I think.
Oh.
So he's already saying, I can't do that. I got to go hang out with the girl.
Oh, it's starting.
It started already.
Here we
2
go.
weeks in. He's already smitten.
Here we go.
But no, I'm proud for him. Like you said, your wife has been greatly supportive of everything that you've done music wise, and I'm sure all facets of life.
Yeah, she puts
mine
up with it.
as well. She is not like most of them. She says, "I wish you'd go pick and leave me alone."
Same, yeah.
Sometimes
Nikki's like that. She's like, "Please leave.
Go, and,
Please,
and she'll
please
go with me. She hangs in there like a trooper. She went to Riz Jam, and I put her right to work.
Nice.
We put her right to work. She was helping with the 50-50 raffle and just whatever else needed done. So
Cool.
I got a good one there too. Sounds like we're both pretty lucky on that. Now this, I'm sure, since you've watched the deal,
Yes, sir.
is our rapid fire questions. However, I've had to change it up a little bit, so you don't know exactly what to expect.
Dang.
Yeah, so I know you probably had your answers already, but we're going to do it. Some of these are the same because I just want to know you better, Josh. You ready?
Yeah.
Rapid fire. They don't mean sit and dwell for a while, but if we need to go down a rabbit hole, we can. Here we go. What's your favorite food, Josh?
Hot wings.
Atta boy. Hot, mild? What are you doing?
Hot.
Atta boy.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Navy blue.
Navy blue. Very specific. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay. Acoustic or electric?
Acoustic.
Good boy. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
How do you like that steak cooked?
Medium well. Medium rare. Medium rare. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Mountains or beach?
Mountains.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
A League of Their Own.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Go-to gas station snack?
Combos. Pizza. The pizza combos.
Pizza combos. Biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve? When Robbie Houston puts the capo on his mandolin.
Don't do that, Robbie. We don't need to be doing that. Come on now. Favorite season of the year?
Fall.
What emoji do you use the most?
Probably the laughing emoji.
Okay.
Which I remember the first time somebody did that, and I thought, like a grown man did that for the first time. My buddy Delvis did that, and I'm like, I can't believe a grown man's doing that. And now I do all the time.
I've adopted the Dave Donnelly thumbs up American flag. Every time
you did that to me. I liked that.
Yeah,
I like
Dave
that.
Donnelly, anytime you'd say anything to him on a text message, it'd be thumbs up American flag.
We were coordinating this. We were texting. You gave me the thumbs up. I was like, I like that.
I feel like it's my responsibility to keep that going. So
cool.
I'm doing that. What's your favorite day of the week?
Saturday.
Are you a sweet or salty guy?
Salty.
What is one grocery store item that cannot be store brand but must be the name brand for you?
Oh.
What's the one thing you can't compromise on?
I don't know. Doritos.
Okay. I'll let that slide.
I don't. You know, it annoys me the mayonnaise police. The people are like, I have to have Dukes or Helm. Or
I'm a blue plate man, and that's the only right answer. Sorry.
It tastes the same to me.
Well, you're wrong, and that's that college. And
you're telling me you could do a blind taste test against
100%.
Dukes? Okay.
We'll do it. 100,000%. Because Dukes tastes like something you scrape off the bottom of a garbage can, and blue plate is a fine delicacy.
No,
of the highest order.
No, we're gonna do a blind taste test. I swear to God,
Let's do it. We'll put it on the YouTube. We'll
Hellman's, Dukes, and what's your?
I'm a blue plate man.
Blue plate. It's the same crap.
No, it's not.
It's mayonnaise, dude.
It's the only right answer to that question.
Whatever.
What skill do you not possess that you wish that you did?
I wish I could flat pick the guitar like Dylan.
That's a good goal that I'm afraid none of us will ever achieve. Did you watch the Brad Kaler interview by chance?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. You heard his answer.
What did he say? Maybe
running.
He did. Yeah.
And I thought that was awesome. If you could listen to only one album for the next year, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. You're gonna make fun of me. This is
Probably.
like so lame.
Yeah, probably is.
I like. I don't want to say.
We got to.
It's such I like the newest Dan Tyminski album.
Okay, not the Live at the Ryman, but
No,
the
I mean
other one.
I like that's. I don't know if I've listened to that whole thing.
It's better than the one you're talking about.
The one with the whiskey,
Yeah,
whiskey song
it's
in
got
it.
the Jimmy Martin song and
The Jimmy Martin. Yeah.
yeah. It's all right. It's pretty good. Anything Dan does is good.
I'm gonna
anyway.
drive away from here and have like 30 better answers
That's
than
fine.
that.
That's fine. We can post a
terrible answer.
retraction later.
Okay.
Which cartoon character do you most closely identify with?
I like Yosemite Sam, and also they took his gun away because I was watching some stupid new content that my kid watches.
Mm-hmm.
They took his gun away.
Yosemite Sam don't have a gun?
No.
Yosemite Sam, no more gun.
No gun, dude.
We're going to fix that.
Yeah.
Trump will fix that.
Hope so.
If you could time travel to one specific time and place in history, what would it be?
Probably the 1920, like the late 1920s, and I'd show up to a Brooklyn Dodgers game at Ebbets Field.
So you're a baseball guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to go just right before the Depression hits.
Yeah. Late 20s, mid 20s, and I'm wearing some sweet knickerbockers and that hat thing, and I've some suspenders.
Got gussied
and
up good and went to Ebbets.
Yeah. Okay. Or a suit, maybe a suit.
You don't want to see the 27 Yankees play?
I'm obsessed with Ebbets Field.
The fact that you chose to go to a Yankees game tells me a lot about you. So
I said Brooklyn Dodgers.
Oh, Dodgers. I'm sorry. That's close enough. Whatever.
No.
Close enough.
No.
I'm already judging you.
Now the Brooklyn people were like the country folks of that area.
Sure.
Blue collar.
Yeah, rich people. Yeah.
No, Josh.
Well, but they had baseball and we didn't.
There's a
back
book
then.
called The Brooklyn Bums you need to read. It's by Peter Gammons. Whatever. We'll move on.
We'll talk about baseball more later.
Okay.
If you could jam with any musician, living or dead, who would it be?
Living or dead? I would like to jam with. I don't want to say Dylan Smith again because I don't want to.
You're gonna have a little bromance with Dylan, ain't you?
I don't want to exhaust that resource, but living or dead, I don't know. Jimmy Martin.
Attaboy, that's a good one. Me and Kayla's been watching some Jimmy Martin videos.
Yeah.
I think he's in on it now. He's on the Jimmy Martin train. Here's the last one. Which crazy conspiracy theory do you buy into the most?
I think that they don't want conservatives to have good credit scores. I think that if you vote a certain way, I think that they're coming after people like me, and because I missed one payment, literally one payment, and it dropped so like stupid far, and I had to dispute it, and I feel like that wouldn't have happened 10 years ago.
I'll just go broader. I think credit in general is a conspiracy.
What do you mean?
Well, the whole credit score thing. You're not fit to borrow money because you don't meet the criteria that we set. I think that whole thing is a sham to keep people in debt. Because they don't want you.
Yeah. I mean,
they don't want you to own anything.
They don't want you. No, they don't want you to own anything.
They want you to rent or borrow or whatever, and that way, because the debtor is enslaved to the lender. That is biblical.
So yeah, that's kind of what I believe. Yeah,
I believe in that too, buddy. Why don't you look at that camera right there? Tell everybody all the info you can on Rambler Fest. Tell them to like and subscribe.
Find Rambler Fest on Facebook, facebook.com/Rambler Fest, and the website is rambler-fest.com. Labor Day weekend, Waco, Georgia, at the historic Outpost Bluegrass Barn.
Very good, buddy. Appreciate you, Josh. Well, we're here now, second part of this, I guess, with Mr. Bryce Hicks. Probably the big wheel behind the Rambler Fest. Sounds like, talking to Josh, you were the one that kind of the catalyst behind getting the ball rolling a little bit, right?
Yeah, I stay pretty well behind the scenes. I don't like attention.
I don't blame you, man. I'm one of them introvert people too.
Yeah.
But Josh said you were going to sit down and do it, so you better do what the boss says. He's got a degree, he said. So you don't want him to pull rank.
I'll take him around back after we're
That's
done.
it. So you seem to be of the bunch here, the historian of the Outpost music venue. I think that's important to get into.
I would say that I know a lot about the Outpost.
Right. Well, that's what I'd like to talk about a little bit with you. When did you start going to the Outpost?
I started some of my earliest memories in my life were going to the Outpost. I didn't play at that time. It wasn't until I was probably 14 years old that I even got an interest in playing the banjo.
Right.
So I'll kind of start there. As a kid, though, my dad and my grandpa took me a fair amount. It was every Friday night, you know.
Right. So what age would that have been, you think? What year?
Probably, this would have been in the late 90s that I started going as a child, but I picked it back up and started going probably in 2005, 2006, something like that.
Okay, going pretty good.
When we started going there, there were just tons of very encouraging people going there. I mean, are you familiar with James Watson?
I don't think so, no.
He's an old clawhammer player. He played with Grandpa Jones.
Okay.
And toured, done stuff with them, and he was probably one of my biggest influences. Even though I'm not a clawhammer player,
Right.
he's one of the people that supported the Outpost, but was there and just kind of helped mold me. He's like constantly like, don't play like everybody else. Don't play
Right.
like everybody else. Be, like you
Play-
said,
play-
be you.
Play
Be
the way
first
you play.
Yeah, play the way you play. And Ben and Maureen Dillard, you know.
Okay.
them. They
I
were
know
there
of them, yeah.
religiously just about every Friday.
Just staples, right?
Taught me a lot. And that's what that place was to a lot of people is you went there and you learned,
Yep.
you know, and they'd let anybody play that wanted to play.
And that's awesome. And we need more places like that, too.
Yeah, it was great.
I think bluegrass in general, overall, there was a lot of good places. Everett's Music Barn would be one. The Sharp Mountain Music Barn I grew up to, Outpost, and there's a lot of places like that where that's the best way to learn. This music is not, I don't believe it's meant to be written down and learned that way. It's falls under the umbrella of folk music, I guess, to an extent. And just by definition, folk music, folklore, it's traditions and stories passed down word of mouth wise. So it's your interpretation of the same story that's been told a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is I've been to all those other places at least one time that you mentioned, and it's the same atmosphere.
Sure.
You go in and you want to say it's kind of like a family, but it's something different.
It's different.
You can gain a lot of knowledge by playing by yourself. Don't get me wrong, but when you have these people watching you and actively wanting to see you grow, they hit you with the right critique. You know, I remember Maureen Dillard come up to me. I was probably 15 at the time. Just had really started playing on stage a few times. She's like, "You got to learn how to end songs. You got to know how to end a song.
You got to end it every.
Yeah,
That's
so
banjo's job.
Yeah, you're playing good leads and you're doing this and that. You know, but if you can't end the song, what is it?
You got to start it and end it.
Yeah. So
it just fizzle. You can't let it just fizzle.
And it's little things like that build you up.
That's
to
it.
Be what you are. You know.
I tell all my students at a certain point. I've been teaching, the bluegrass stuff here for 10 years probably, and they get to a certain point, and I tell them all, I'm like, look, there's a lot that we can continue to learn song wise, but until you get out there and play with people, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
You'll figure out what you need to know now that you can play a few songs and participate. But you'll figure out the things like, okay, what do I do when it's not my turn to play the lead? How do I back up? How do I kick a song off? How do I end a song, like you said? And how do I play to this song? Because I got these 2 or 3 little tricks that'll work, but what if that song doesn't call for one of those little tricks? Always playing to the song and to the music and to the people that you're playing with. The people that you play with will change the way that you play.
Oh yes.
Big time.
What can I steal from him?
Yeah, exactly. I've tried my best to steal from people forever, and I just ain't got it in me to do it. I just ain't a thief. Yeah. I wish I was. I wish I could soak it up and just take it, and then I just do what little dab I can do. But it's always been not always. There's still those cliquish people that don't want to. Don't want to participate with people that ain't necessarily on their skill level. But overall, by and large, a bluegrass community is a great community to be in.
Yeah, it is. And you're right. There are certain people, and I've definitely seen my share of that. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. And you probably don't want to hold that against everybody all at one time. Everybody's in a different spot and in a different mood on a different day. I've learned that, too. There were some people, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I always thought Brad Kaler was when I first started being around him, he's too good to pick with us. Then I realized he's just backwards and hard to get to know is what it is. He'll pick with it about anybody. He's a great dude, great musician on top of it, but you just kind of got to catch, I guess, catch him in the right mood to be wanting to play. You know, it wasn't that he was too good to play with us. He just wasn't in the mood to pick.
I've always found you can probably relate to this since you're a banjo player.
No, don't. I might have that RBF, but
it's always banjo players that are the weirdest bunch too. That about letting you be around them and play and learn from them.
Well, and I think there's some reasons to that. A good jam don't really need more than one banjo, honestly. So it's kind of hard to do that. And it work can be pleasant to everybody, because everybody goes to a jam to have a good time, and it's not really fun trying to play with 3 or 4 banjo players.
Oh yeah,
so it can kind of ruin your night out too sometimes too. I understand that point, but banjo players are they're a bunch of weirdo backwards people. I can say that. So, but that is 100% true. It sure is. So Outpost kind of kicked off what year? Do you know what year they kind of started doing stuff over there?
I've heard different things. I've heard that this is the 35th year, would be the 35th year. Thomas Gray and his wife started it way back when, and it was everybody says it's always more of his wife's thing, but they kept it going, rolling, and throughout these years, there's been several people, like I mentioned, a few of them that helped out, and when I was going there, Thomas's wife was still alive. Great lady. Just treated me like I was family, treats everybody like their family. She passed away, and Thomas kind of stepped back a little bit, and a man named Ivan Garner took over.
Okay.
He was a fantastic guy, and he, like looking back now, because a few years ago, 2020, I lost my middle finger in a fence accident, so I had to relearn how to play.
Yeah.
But I got to thinking about Ivan. He had lost his finger, and he brought that weird story. He brought his finger to the Outpost. He'd kept it for 20 years in a pill bottle. Yeah, and was shaking around, showing me his finger he cut off, and I thought that was funny then. And I was like, did it ever stop you? No, it didn't stop me from doing nothing.
Right.
And when I lost my finger, the first place I really went back to relearn how to play the banjo was back to the Outpost.
Right.
And that same atmosphere was still there. That place is. I can't give you exact dates on things,
right?
But I can tell you that place is a very special place.
I understand.
And it's been there a while, and there's been a lot of great people. Not just the acts that went through there, but just great people involved with that place. And that's where I took my inspiration to even do this. Is I wanted to honor all those people in a way that's fitting. I feel like even if this is a one-time thing, I want it to be just a full tribute to that and show them what we could do with this place.
Sure, absolutely.
What it can be.
Well, hopefully it's not a one-time thing. Hopefully this can be something you can do, every year, or just, whatever consistent schedule that you want to keep. And I think it will. I really think that there's a resurgence in the area of people wanting to play like we talked about earlier. I think people are fired up to pick again.
Honestly, I think the Lord's just blessed it,
Amen, brother. I think so too. I've always felt like that God has had his hand on the bluegrass music and the community in general. Because, and I talk about this with my friends all the time, I cannot imagine what my life would look like without it. Yeah. Because every facet of my life has been affected by it. From the woman that I married, I mean, she doesn't play bluegrass, didn't meet her at a bluegrass jam, but if I didn't play music, I wouldn't have come to a music store. I wouldn't have had a job at a music store. Wouldn't have met Dave's daughter, and I wouldn't have married her. And that's absolutely the person I was supposed to marry and be with. From all my friends, I mean, I wouldn't have the quality of friends, I don't think, that I've got. The people that everybody's got those people they can call at 3:30 in the morning on the side of the road. Well, those people, most of them play bluegrass, or I know them because of that. Just good people in general.
I have a similar thing to that. I always gauged. So when I was dating, I would gauge how viable a relationship was depending on if they could put up with going to the Outpost.
Right.
So I'd take my date every once in a while. I'd take the date to the Outpost, and then my wife now.
Yeah.
I took her out there, and she was probably the only one that could put up with going.
Hey, how'd it work?
At the frequency that I went, and that was, I was like, okay,
how'd
she's
it work?
a keeper.
She passed test number 1.
And yeah, she's been great. She's been a big part of this too.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do this, what we have done without her.
I understand that completely. But there's a lot of work goes into something like this, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh, more than I thought.
Yeah.
And I'm usually on top of things like that.
Right.
It is a lot.
Well, you don't know what you don't know. And on paper, it seems like, well, we'll just call it, like I said, call their friends up, see if they want to put a band together to play, get some bands in the area, and we'll just tell everybody about it, and everybody show up, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. And speaking of bands, y'all's band is probably the most band I'm excited about.
Well, I don't know what in the world for,
Uh,
other than seeing the Matthew Bell. I mean, that's a big deal.
Of course.
I understand
I've
that.
known the Matthew Bell since he started.
Well,
He
you don't want to
started
hear
at
us,
the
man.
Outpost.
It's just the bunch that's been jamming up at the Sharp Mountain Music Barn the past year or so. And I said, it'd be fun to not just play the same old 3 or 4 songs with whoever shows up. Let's just try to, tighten up something a little bit. An invitation only type jam at the house kind of thing,
It's just fun to see because I've known you in passing.
Yeah, I don't
throughout
think
the
we've ever
years.
spent a lot of time.
No, I've known you in passing and Judah.
Yeah.
I've gotten to know Judah pretty good. He's in heating and air too,
Yeah,
like me.
yeah.
So we talk a lot now.
Yeah.
And Matthew, but I've known you all from different places.
Right.
I met Judah at Marietta Square
Right.
when they were doing. I don't know if they still do that, but
I don't know if they do or not. I went down there a few times, and there's a few times I went and gotten some pretty good jams down there at Marietta Square.
I met him there and his family and got to know them and was like, oh, he's a really good banjo player.
Yeah, he is. He's a great
I didn't
musician
even know he
overall.
could play the guitar until I seen him on stage. Playing the guitar.
I've always told him, I said, you're a great banjo player, but you're a guitar player.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel like he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed Judah singing. I've always thought he had a very good quality of voice. He's a great singer. He's got great nuance to his voice, and he's real smooth.
Yeah, and you can tell someone who spends, it's like spending time with your instrument. He spends time with his voice.
He does. I'm sure I don't like speaking for other people, but I'm sure he would accredit Miss Raquel May that teaches vocal lessons here. Wow. He's been taking lessons with Donnelly since he was a little kid, him and his sisters both.
Oh, that's awesome.
They took with Jody Hughes for a long time, and I think all of them took voice lessons with Miss Raquel here for 10 years or so, and I've heard him progress through that. So Miss Raquel is somebody I definitely want to get in here too. She's super cool lady. Caleb takes with her
Jody
too.
Hughes is an interesting nut to crack.
He
too.
is an interesting nut to crack. He sure is. He's one of them that's got an extra chromosome or missing one.
He's so good that it's
painful.
It is. Every time he's anywhere, I want to just put my instrument down and just go absorb
or try.
Know? Yeah,
I can't. He's above my pay grade by far.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those. I don't know if you can call him a prodigy or whatever. What makes that? But
when people ask who I think's the best, it's Jody Hughes.
It's hard to argue with that.
Yeah,
it really is. It's kind of like talking about Dylan Smith on a guitar.
And he's good at everything.
And
he can play the guitter. He can play the mandolin. He can play the fiddle. He's good at all of them.
At all of it. It's one of those aggravating people, I call it. He just aggravates the hound out of it because he can do anything he wants to, it seems like. Any thought he has can come out, and I just ain't there.
What?
Go ahead.
What instrument are you playing in the second edition?
I'm beating on a stinking mandolin. That's all I've been beating on for the past. I started playing it. I've always kind of noodled and could pick out a fiddle tune or two most of my life, you know.
That's about me too.
Yeah, just kind of noodle around on whiskey before breakfast or a Doyle Lawson thing. But we didn't have no mandolin players at all around the jam, so I said, I'll do it. I got a mandolin somewhere. I drug it out and started beating on it at the jams, and I am not any good at it, but I'll try to do something that's not. Don't make me mad. Nobody's a bigger critic than me on myself, so I'll never be pleased. So it'll never be good.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I'm about the same way. When the whole finger thing happened, man, that like really.
Well, interesting enough, a few years ago, and I didn't do it to the extent that you did, but I cut right through my fingernail.
I think that our accidents happened on the same day.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody had told me, it's like, Josh Holyfield got his finger the same day. And
I sure did. I cut it off pretty bad, and mine grew back. It doesn't look too bad, but it acts very strange. Yeah. I'm sure yours does too.
Yeah, it acts like it's not there.
Well, yeah, you lost more than I did. And I thought I was going to, I didn't cut near as far as you did, but I went right through that nail and cut through the end of the bone and everything. And I did it with a butcher knife. And here's advice to anybody out there. If you're going to cut sausage, make sure that is completely thawed out. Don't cut frozen sausage. Don't force that butcher knife. Because I had the thought right before I did, I said, I'm fixing to cut my finger off. And sure enough, the next thing I did, I was looking there, and there's my finger on the cutting board. I was like, well, here we go.
Mine was August 2020.
Mine was probably right in that same ballpark, maybe. Right in there. It was in the summer, I know.
Yeah, I remember somebody had mentioned your name and that you'd cut yours the same. And I'd wanted to know how bad you had done yours to see if we were similar.
It was bad. It was bad enough.
Yeah.
It don't look like it was to the extent of yours, but it was bad enough. And I kept it bandaged up and everything. And a lady that she's a nurse or something, she said, don't let it get dry. Keep it packed in Vaseline and the gauze and change it a few times a day. So, Monday morning I had to come teach 19 people on Monday. I was like, how am I going to do that? And so I had it bandaged up and everything. And it's very interesting. Part of me is glad it happened. I wish it didn't, but part of me it is because it made me relate to the people I was teaching a little bit more. Because something as simple as a C chord on a guitar, well, that's an important finger that you use, that middle finger on your left hand.
Yep.
So it was interesting because I could relate to remembering what it's like to not be able to play a C chord and a D chord as well. I figured out how to do it with my other fingers, and after a couple of weeks, that was just the way to do it. And I didn't feel like I can't play anyway, so it was pretty easy to get back to the level of suck that I was, But what was interesting is as it healed, it became, and I was able to use it, I couldn't play the correct way anymore when I went back. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly.
So when I was using other things, that was the right way to do it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say it probably took me a couple years before it feels natural to do things without thinking about it. Just the way that I would have done it previous to the incident.
Right. That's mine. I couldn't even use it for a while. So
Yeah.
I had to play for a while looking like I was giving everybody the middle finger the whole time.
That was me too. And I started using mine before I probably should have. I mean, it was still in the meat and everything, and it would bleed and stuff. And I just grin and bear it. And Dave finally told me, he said, you can't be bleeding all over the students down there no more.
Yeah.
He said, we got some complaints about some grotesque activities.
You got the murder room. Right?
Yeah. So I tried to figure out, and I just started using it before I did. But my callus acts funny.
Yeah.
And some days, I'm sure yours is a lot worse than mine, but some days it hurts as bad as the day I did it.
Oh, yeah.
And other days that don't bother me at all.
Yeah, that's how I am. Sometimes I can be playing and I can do all my slides and everything with my middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
Some days it's like, nope.
Yeah, something with the nerves or something.
Yeah, I've had to develop a whole. Honestly, it helped. I mean, it kind of has still hurt me in a way because I've got a real fat finger now down the neck. I can't do what I could.
Right.
But my pinky muscles have developed so much where I can just reach and
reach.
fast and back and forth. So it does more than it ever did before. So that helped.
I guess so. We wish it didn't happen, but there was a plus to it, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Out of necessity, you had to develop the other deal. And I think that's an interesting thing because that's an excuse that a lot of people would have used to just not play no more.
Oh, yeah.
That
was the only thing I was worried about.
Working at a music store, you've got all different types of people that come in wanting to learn how to play. And some people's played a little bit in the past or just couldn't get to where they wanted to, so they won't help. Or some people start completely fresh. We get a lot of retirees, a lot of older folks that I'm retired, I got the time to do it now, I want to spend my time learning how to do it. And I think that's great. But there's never a bad time to start. I think the oldest student I ever remember us having here was 97 years old. And I was like, you know what? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, more power to you. Get in there and do it. Spend your time doing something like that. But a lot of these old folks come in, and I can usually tell the ones that are going to last and won't by the excuses they make before they ever start. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm old and I got the arthritis, so I don't think it's going to, I don't think I'll be able to do it, but I'm going to give it a shot, I guess. Well, they've already lost.
Yeah,
I think
there ain't nothing worth doing that's easy.
That's it. 100%. And somebody that already played, you lost your finger. Well, they wouldn't even an option to stop. I'm sure for you, it wouldn't for me.
No.
Even though I didn't play very much for a long time, but that wasn't because of my finger. It was just stuff happens, I guess. But if you want to bad enough, do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's exactly right. And never let it stop me before.
That's it, man. If you want to play bad enough, you'll figure out how to do it. Look at Barry Abernathy, man.
Oh yeah, that's
the greatest example.
When all that happened, I was like, well.
The first time
he's working with less than I have. So.
The first time I ever saw Barry Abernathy play, when Donnelly's was over at Holly Springs, when we was talking about it before at that old building, Dave hosted a bluegrass jam on Thursday nights right across the road at the train depot at Holly Springs next to the train tracks. And Barry Abernathy was down there one night with some guys. And people that don't know, Barry doesn't have any fingers on his left hand. He's got a thumb, and he's got like a little nub right here for where his index finger would be. Great banjo player, phenomenal singer. Always loved his singing. Great banjo player, and a really good dude too. He's always been a real nice guy. But I remember going over there trying to figure out how to put a roll together on Cripple Creek, and looking at that guy, and I'm saying, well, I'm out of excuses,
Yeah.
Because all mine work, and he don't even have it, and he made his living playing the banjo for a long time,
Yeah, he played with Dual Lawson.
Played with Dole, had the Mountain Heart thing. He's got the Appalachian Roadshow thing now. Great picker, great singer. He's got it figured out. So don't let you can figure out a way to do it.
Yeah.
You absolutely can.
That's the biggest thing. That's what I said. That's what brought me back to the Outpost. I went back to where I started.
Yeah.
And practiced and jammed and relearned.
It is.
That was the thing I did.
And I can't say that I ever got good at it, but to get proficient, I guess is a word maybe. To get to a certain level on anything, it takes a level of obsession. I don't care what you're doing. If it's music or sports or whatever, you've got to anybody that's really good at anything had to obsess over it at one time or another.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Jody Hughes didn't wake up being a freak of nature the way he is.
No, yeah.
It may have come a little easier to him than it did me and you, but which it had to. But I'm sure that he had his many hours of practice time and obsession over certain things, and that's what it takes to do.
Yeah, I've wondered about that many times.
Yeah, because I could practice every minute for the rest of my life and not even get close to what Jody can do on any instrument. That's just a fact for me.
When I started out, I would go home after school and I made sure I practiced 4 or 5 hours every day.
That's what it takes.
And I don't do that now.
We probably need to if we could.
Yeah. But then you think of Jody and you're like, that guy probably practices 18 hours a day.
Right. He probably doesn't even sleep. And if he does, he sleeps with his banjo.
Yeah. But I'd like to follow him around for a day.
He's an interesting guy. A very, very interesting guy. Very smart, intelligent guy, too.
Yeah.
But
he's like a chemist or something, isn't he?
I think so. I don't know a lot about Jody.
I don't either.
There's a lot of people that say
he's
that.
a man of few words.
I kind of took Jody's place here. He was teaching here for Mr. Donnelly.
Yeah.
And he had to stop teaching banjo and stuff. And I got with Dave, and he offered me the job doing it. And that was kind of my foot in the door. So I inherited some of his students, and I'm like, look, I'm not Jody, okay? I can play some crow stuff, but if we're getting into the rocket science, music theory, and playing Bach and stuff, you might want to go wherever Jody went and see if he'll still teach you there.
Find him.
Yeah, because I can get you through Cripple Creek and stuff.
Is that a thing too? Have you noticed that is a thing as a banjo player? It seems like all banjo players, when they achieve this certain level, they go over into Bach and all that.
I guess I'm never going to achieve it because I have no desire.
Me neither.
I don't know that's the thing amongst banjo players, but a lot of musicians that are more open-minded than me seem like they do.
Yeah, that seems like the next level I just don't want to achieve.
Yeah, if I got to go play Beethoven's whatever number symphony, I'd just go play album band.
Yeah, I can appreciate it, but I don't get it.
I appreciate the musicianship that it takes to do it, but it's not my thing at all. But it does seem to be true that all these freaks, is that I call them, they always go dabble in something. You know, your Sierra Hulls and Chris Thiele's and Brian Sutton's and all those guys, they always go, a little bit outside the box and dabble in whatever it is. I mean, look at what Tony Rice.
Yeah, you got to learn how to do Beethoven, and then you got to learn how to squirm when you're playing.
Yeah, you got to have ain'ts in your pants.
That's the next level.
Absolutely. Not for me. I'm still trying to work on sunny side of the mountain.
Yeah,
trying to get that ironed out real good.
Yeah, I feel you.
The Gettin' in Tune podcast is always brought to you by Donnelly's Music, proudly serving the North Georgia area for over 30 years. Located in Hickory Flat, Georgia, Donnelly's Music was founded by David Donnelly with this simple mission in mind: serve the community. And for decades, that's exactly what we've been doing. We specialize in music lessons. We've been voted best music lesson program by our community for well over a decade. Whether you're picking up an instrument for the very first time or refining your craft, our team of passionate and award-winning instructors will be glad to help you reach that next level. Need a repair? No problem. We've got you covered. From basic setups to complex restorations, our master luthier, Dan Atchison, brings over 50 years of experience to every job. We also buy, sell, and trade new, used, and vintage instruments, gear, and accessories. Guitars, amps, banjos, drums, pedals, picks, you name it, we probably got it, or we can at least help you find it. Follow us on social media to stay in the loop with what's going on around the shop, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for exclusive content, the Gettin' in Tune podcast, and much, much more. Visit us at www.donleysmusic.com. That's DONLEYSMUSIC.com, or swing by the store and see why generations of musicians have trusted Donley's Music. Donley's Music, helping make music great again since 1994.
There.
But so Outpost was a very important to your musical development and probably development as a human being. I can say that about the bluegrass world and the places that I
You
went.
got all them old timers out there teaching you their life lessons.
That's
the whole time
it.
you're learning.
And my advice to anybody, bluegrass world or not, if you're into music or not, find some old folks and learn from them. You can learn a lot about music from them and stuff, but you learn a lot about life.
Some of the best friends that you will have in your life are people that are up in age.
Yes, absolutely.
Just tons of them. Thomas Gray on our Outpost.
Yeah. When I first started dating my wife, I told her all my friends are dead.
Yeah.
She's like, "What do you mean? What happened?" I said, "Well, they're just old and passed away."
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get old.
I've been
if
to
you're lucky.
More funerals than I want to be at.
That's me too, man. I've played at a lot of funerals for friends and attended a lot of them, and I got a lot of. I'm fortunate to have a lot of friends that I grew up playing music with in a similar age range. Around here and all that, but I mean, a lot of those old timers, they were as good a friend as anybody.
Yeah,
and I learned a lot from them. And I think there's something to be said, and I can spot it in people when I start talking to them. That person's had the influence of an older generation in their life, in their upbringing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I always feel like I can spot that in somebody's. I guess so, in their character and in the way that they just operate and stuff like that.
That's Thomas Gray, the owner of the Outpost, throughout the years, I really want to just pay respect to him. But he, when I was coming up and learning, like, he was a collector. He's never a picker, but he's a collector. And he would have like 1950s Gibsons and Martins and just good. I'm talking about good quality banjos, good old Gibson banjos. And he'd call me up and he'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna come look at my stuff," and I'd go over to his house and play them. He'd be like, "Take that home with you for a couple of weeks and play it and tell me what you think. If you want to buy it, I'll sell it to you for what I bought it for. Or if you think it's good, tell me what you think it's worth and I'll sell it."
Yeah.
You know, and just trust in a kid.
With something
with
that
something
you
that's
couldn't
several
afford.
$1,000s, you know, and just a great guy.
There's a lot of those kind of folks that I grew up around too, that they might have played a little bit, but they really liked the instruments and accumulated them and really took a lot of satisfaction in seeing their friends play them.
Yeah.
You know, that's a cool thing. I always thought it was a cool thing anyway. There was several folks around the jams that did that, and still I'm one of them now. It seems like I take, everybody will call, "Hey, we need a bass. Will you bring your bass?" "Yeah, sure." "Hey, you got a guitar too?" I ain't gonna be able to run home and get mine, so I'll just bring about everything. I'll load the truck, take it, and everybody play it. No, you can play it better than I can, so y'all get some satisfaction out of it, because I can't play them.
Them instruments get some mileage on them that way.
I guarantee it. I said all you got to do is pay to have the oil changed and tires rotated on them.
There you go.
But yeah, there's some great people in it. I played at Everett's this past weekend, and the Everett family over there. I didn't grow up going to Everett's very much. That was something a little bit later when we started playing. We played over there quite a bit in a band formation, and I got to know those folks. Those are great people over there too. Very encouraging bunch. The Everett family, Renee and Tommy, I guess those are the only two left now. The rest of them have passed on, but what they got going over there is a great thing too. Just really good folks, very encouraging. A lot of bands got their starts over there. I think Russell Moore and Third Time Out kind of spent a lot of time over there, kind of getting off the ground over at Everett's. Played over there a lot in their early years.
That's the beauty of all those places like that. The Outpost is a lot of your heroes went through there, and it just feels good to be able to jump on the stage.
It's pretty neat
where somebody that you love to play also played. You know, and now they're big, and you feel like it just feels like it's a building block. You know?
Absolutely, and they're just people. Being around, I've been very fortunate to be in situations that I shouldn't be in because I ain't good enough of a musician to be there. But I've been around a lot of folks, and just about everybody that I've ever wanted to hang out with or pick with or whatever, I've gotten the opportunity to.
That's same. I feel the same way.
I got to play, I played on stage with Earl Scruggs one time, which is the highlight of everything. I'll never do anything cooler than that. That's Earl Scruggs, man.
That's the top.
And I've been around everybody and kind of befriended some folks. Sammy Schuler, I saw him. He was at Ridge Jam this past weekend. Hadn't seen him in 10 years. Remember me, knew my name. We've jammed before in the past. Really great guy. One of my banjo heroes is everybody. Lonesome River Band's tough, man. It's hard to beat LRB. But just all those guys, it seems like the accessibility, there you go, the access, we'll just go with that you have to these people that, I don't want to say I've ever idolized them, but appreciated their musicianship, enjoyed their music.
Yeah.
Because I try not to idolize anybody.
Yeah.
But they're accessible. You can go hang out with them after the show.
They're normal guys.
They're normal people.
I was hanging out at my sister played at the Nashville Palace one time, and they were having a bluegrass like thing up there, and Dual Lawson, Quicksilver were there. JD Crow. This is right before JD Crow passed. And JD Crow I'm standing out in the back parking lot, just whoops in his minivan, jumps out like it's 1990s minivan. It's just cool. He just jumped out of his car, popped the trunk up, gets his banjo out, and like telling everybody hello, walks in. Yeah. just normal dudes, showing up places. We
went to the NAMM show. If you don't know what the NAMM show is, it's the North American Music Merchants trade show for the music. We went up there, it's back before COVID, and it's pretty much rock, guitar, everything in the world, and it sucks. So I congregated to the Saga Music booth where they got Gold Star banjos and Blue Ridge guitars and stuff like that. And I seen a bunch of other rednecks over there, so I found my people at least. And I was hanging out. Russ Carson was over there, and JD Crow was over there. I'm like, good grief, there's JD. So we hung out most of the day. I bought JD Crow a hot dog, by the way, for lunch.
He's a nice fella.
He was a nice guy. He absolutely was. He got mustard on his shirt and blamed me. I'll take it. There's somewhere in JD's estate, there's a shirt with mustard stain on it, and it's my fault.
Well,
and
you should lay claim to it.
I take pride in that. Yeah. So
you paid for that mustard, so you own the shirt.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who's got JD's stuff, but I'd like to have that shirt.
We're calling you out. Give it back to Josh.
I can't wear it, but I'll let Bryce wear it on stage.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be nice.
So Rambler Fest coming up August 30th. We're kind of the main deal here is to try to get some people looking in that direction. Is there anything that you encountered that you did not expect in putting a bluegrass festival
on? Yeah. Let's go down the list.
Yeah, you probably got a list a mile long.
The first thing I think is I did not think it was going to blow up the way it did.
Really?
This was honestly a response. I'm not mad at anybody. Raccoon Creek canceled, and Raccoon Creek's hit or miss for me. My schedule's kind of rough because I do heating and air. I'm busy. Summertime, and it's always hot when Raccoon Creek's going on, so I'm busy. So Raccoon Creek cancels, and I'm like, okay, we've still got our merchy. Our merchy gets rid of the stage show. I'm like, well, that's probably half the people are not going to show up.
All right.
And so I was like, well, let's see if we can get some people to come to wherever and have a bluegrass festival. And then obviously the Outpost comes into play. And I'm like, okay, Josh, let's do this. We can expect we hope we get 100 people to show up. We make the Facebook page, launch our first video, and it's just boom.
Right.
Well,
that tells me there's a need to be filled.
I'm pretty confident that we're going to see and I'm going to amend what Josh said earlier. I counted the chairs that were set up in the building. We have like 183 chairs in there, not counting the folding chairs that we can put out, and we can open the roll-up door. So I'm confident we can get 200, maybe a little bit more in that place.
Right. And plus, there'll be plenty of room in the campground to go jam or hang out.
Oh, yeah.
Do whatever you want to.
I call it the picking tree. There's a tree out there. It's right next to the building, maybe 100 foot away.
Right.
Turn the light on, we can jam all night long.
There you go. Let's do it.
There's a good banana leaf tree around back that Matt Bell come out and took his bush hog and trimmed out a big hole so you can get under the tree. There's shade.
Matthew Bell, man. What are we going to do about him?
Yeah, I don't know. He pulled up in that semi and blew my mind, too. I've always known him to have weird things, but that was the weirdest.
Well, hey, man. Weird and eccentric are two different things.
Yeah.
When you're poor and dumb, you're weird. But when you're very interested and charismatic like Matthew Bell, you're eccentric.
The other things, Matthew, if you're watching, Matthew, we do love you.
He ain't gonna watch it.
I'll tell him. I'll call him later.
If you can get him on the phone, that'd be great. Yeah.
The other thing I didn't expect is usually when I do things, I'm pretty like knowledgeable about everything I do. I'm pretty like focused and figured out.
So you're a know-it-all. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a know-it-all.
All right.
It takes one to know one. Just
Yeah,
so you
absolutely.
know. Yeah, I didn't know.
Right.
Don't have no idea what I'm doing. I'm taking it as taking things as we go. Josh has been a big help on a lot of things. He's pretty good at running his mouth.
He's the politician.
Yeah. My wife is really good at organizing and fighting with me when I'm wrong about things.
All right. Which is a lot, probably.
Every time.
Every day,
So,
yeah.
Hope she don't watch.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, the thing I didn't expect too was the people that have volunteered to help. You came out of nowhere with the guitar and the
man.
And the sponsorship.
And y'all don't forget to take that today while I'm thinking about it.
And Hardy, and just tons of people just want this to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very evident that people want this to happen, and I think the Lord wants it to happen. I said that earlier, and I gotta say that for everybody to see. I need everybody to know that I think the Lord's hands on this.
I agree with that too. I agree with that in general. For as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, I think He'll bless you.
Yeah,
I really do. I think that's why Ridge Jam was such a success. For everybody that knows, they wouldn't know money made for Chris Pope and Brad Kaler up there at Ridge Jam. All the proceeds after the bills were paid went to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I think they was able to raise $16,000 in 2 days, which is incredible. You know, that was a huge, overwhelming amount, and hopefully we can do even better for that next year.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can do something similar. I hope, obviously, this year it's about getting the money to get the place right.
Sure, absolutely.
There's a lot that needs to be done out there. I mean, we've got it in a manageable state.
Right.
It's going to be good for the festival. It's not like run down or anything, but there's some improvements that
it's
can
been sitting
be made.
a while, right?
Yeah. It's even before that, it's just dated.
Right.
You know?
Well, hey, we'll knock a wall out and put an addition on, and
yeah, we'll get some more seating in there.
let's do it, man. We'll figure out how to do it somehow or another.
That's the best.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I heard that you got the Jason Michael Quartet coming over there, and those guys are a lot of fun. There's going to be jamming done if they're there. There's nobody that likes it more than those guys.
Yeah.
Jason Michael and Jason Michael, they enjoy the jamming. I've never seen anybody enjoy it as much as that bunch does. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that more than I'm looking forward to even playing.
That's the one thing that Ridge Jam didn't have yet is the jamming thing. We're trying to figure that out. And you just about got to have a campground of some sort to have good jamming.
Yeah, it is tough. You gotta have room because people got to spread out because there's different tastes. You know.
Yeah, you can't be on top of one another bothering everybody else. You know, You got to spread a little bit, but it seems like you got a pretty good setup for jamming at least.
Yeah,
and
there's
a respectable amount of audience room for the stage shows.
Yeah,
going to have some good food out. I think he mentioned some tacos and barbecue. You want to give those guys any play? What kind of food we going to have? Because that's important to a big boy.
we are gonna have Rudy's, which is it's authentic Mexican like street food. What's the barbecue guy's name? Broken Bones Barbecue.
That's what I'm talking about.
We had his barbecue at church for one of our men's meetings one time, and I think it was the best I ever had.
Well, it better be if you're going to come into Bluegrass.
And we got some like pastries and stuff going on from one of our friends, Chicken Scratch, the Streetmans. They're gonna be actually in the building behind the food bar. Getting that stuff, so it's going to be available while you're watching the show to have little snacks.
That's what I'm talking about.
You can't beat that.
You can't.
And yeah, that's about the extent of, we don't know how much to get. You know, we're new. We don't know how many people are going to come. So.
Well, I tell you what, if you plan on coming to Ramblers Fest, why don't you shoot them a message?
Yeah.
Just to kind of get a.
There's a list. You can say that you're going. I think there's some kind of list on our Facebook page. But,
right.
You know.
If you plan on coming, RSVP maybe. You don't have to, but it would be a help.
Yeah, it would be a good thing to get a head count.
Our problem is we run out of food at Ridge Jam up there. The food trucks ran out of food about the middle of day 2, and which is a good problem. That means there's a lot of folks there that are hungry, and but it's a bad problem because I didn't get any of it. Yeah. So
I told both vendors to expect 200 people at least. I hope.
I think it's going to be more than that, man.
I do too, man.
I think it will. From what y'all are talking about with it blew up to 900 likes on your Facebook page, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks, and it's from like.
So if half that shows up,
yeah, if a third of that shows up, that's 300.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be a good time, man.
I'm hoping that we don't run out of parking or anything like that. But
There's a big meadow.
It's a field, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a field.
Yeah.
I would call it a clearing. But
Oh, yeah. If it's cleared, it is.
yeah, we cleared half of it was kudzu. So.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have good weather. Hopefully it won't be too hot, and hopefully it won't rain on
that's
everybody.
the good thing. Rain or shine, we got air conditioner. We got indoor stage.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
And there's there's a covered place to jam outside, maybe.
Yeah, there's right out, so we can take and use. There's an area with picnic tables that's covered. We can for years that was the jam spot when we were at the Outpost. We can quickly make that into the jam spot.
Very good.
So we got it covered.
Got it handled, right?
Yeah.
What time's everything gonna kick off on the 30th?
12 o'clock.
12 noon. So get
The kids jam at 10 a.m. though.
kids jam at 10 a.m.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Am I too old?
As long as you're a kid at heart, I'll accept that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I play like I'm just a kid starting out.
There you go.
That's what I sound like. Well, I'm looking forward to it, buddy.
I am too.
I sure am too. I'm glad y'all made the trip over here to do this and everything. Anything in particular that you want to cover on that we didn't talk about? You want to make sure folks know the kids jam. We just brought that up. So if you're just getting into if you got a kid that's just getting into picking and everything, is it going to be like a workshop thing? You got somebody leading it?
Honestly, I think it's more or less just if you're even interested in bluegrass. Or your kid's interested, just bring them and let them just try to experience it. It's just going to be a very non-formal, like, let's just hang out and kind of introduce them to some bluegrass.
Okay.
You know?
Will y'all be selling any merchandise, T-shirts, anything like that for the festival?
Have T-shirts, hats. Believe we have stickers. Do we have stickers?
We're
working on stickers.
Okay.
Yeah, T-shirts, hats. That's all I know of.
All right.
I'm not over that.
Right. T-shirts, hats, all that kind of stuff. I want to thank all the sponsors. Hardy Automotive. That's your big presenting sponsor,
that's
right?
That's the big one.
All right. And all the sponsors that come out to help. I'm sure all those are going to be listed on your social media website, all that stuff.
They're going to be on the shirts.
If you live in the area and have a need that those sponsors fill, please support the local businesses that support this kind of music happening.
Yeah.
Because without them, I mean, could y'all have pulled it off? Maybe. But it sure is a lot better because of the resources that they were able to help with.
Yeah,
so.
And we need to just offer a special thanks to the Bells, Matthew's parents. They've been a huge help.
Right.
Huge help in this process.
Well, of course, that's where he gets it. That's why,
Yeah.
You gotta find specimen like that. It has to come from somewhere. So
Yeah. That's how things like that go.
That's it, man.
Look, I think otherwise, just come out and enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the jamming. I'm looking forward to being back at a place that built me.
Right.
You know, kind of looking forward to playing with my sister a little bit. We don't get to do that a lot, so
that's cool.
Haley Hicks.
Yeah,
so.
She's too highfalutin, too busy these days.
She's too good for me, I guess.
Well, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know her, but I can probably see that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Well, she's probably better looking than me.
Well, it wouldn't take much. I'm gonna go ahead and put money on it too. So, well, buddy, I'm gonna go ahead and let's do these questions real quick because this seems to be becoming a very important part of what we do here, and then we'll get out of here real quick. What's your favorite food, Bryce?
Anything hot. If it's spicy, I like it.
You West Georgia boys like your heat, don't you?
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
That's a good color. Yeah. Early bird or night
owl? I'm forced to be an early bird, but I love staying up late. So
night owl at heart, huh?
Yeah.
Acoustic or electric?
Acoustic.
Good boy. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
All right. How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium.
Okay, so a little too done. That's fine. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Mountains or beach?
Home.
Deal. Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie? Probably. Man, you got me on that one. Maybe like The Green Mile or something like that.
That's a good one.
That's a good.
That's movie. A good one, boss. Go-to gas station snack.
Go-to gas station snack. Snickers ice cream.
Okay, that's a new one to the podcast. Favorite season of the year?
Spring.
Okay, allergies. Thumbs down. What emoji do you use the most?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not know how to use emojis.
All right.
I can fix a circuit. I can diagnose circuit boards and this and that.
But you can't get a smiley face.
I don't know how to do it.
I
do the
that.
equal sign with the little
old school.
Yeah.
Parentheses.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, brother. I respect that a lot. I really do. What's your favorite day of the week?
Friday.
Payday?
Knowing that I ain't got to be back in my office till Monday.
Deal, son. Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Attaboy. What's the one grocery store item that cannot be store brand but must be name brand?
Milk. Mayfield milk.
Mayfield? Are you a whole 2%?
Whole milk.
Attaboy. Attaboy. That's good. Good news. That's good news. What skill do you not possess that you wish that you did? And you've had time to practice.
Yeah. Probably not. I would like to be able to pay attention to people when I'm not interested in what they're saying. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's a skill right there.
I don't know if it's a skill, but it's definitely a trait that would be handy sometimes. If you could only listen to one album for the next year, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Man, I don't have an album that I listen to, but there's a particular set that I like, and I can't remember where it's at, but it's when the Earls of Leicester, they have this set. It may be at the Opry, but it was like an hour and a half long set, and it was just all fantastic songs, man.
The Earls of Leicester got it going on, don't they? They do a
Sean
good job.
Camp, I remember seeing him before he was in the Earls of Leicester, like doing his own little country thing, and I was like, man, he's probably a great bluegrass guy. And there
Here
he
he
goes,
is.
Earls of Leicester.
They're killer, man. What they're doing with everything, using period correct instruments and all that, it's pretty much a Flat and Scruggs
I have
tribute band.
So much respect for that.
But they do it right. They do a great job.
They do it fantastic.
Yes, they
Sean
do.
Camp, I don't know if there's a better Lester out there than Lester.
Since Keith Whitley's passed, he's not
since Keith Whitley.
That's it. Yeah, I'll agree with you. We played at when they had Bluegrass on the Plains Bluegrass Festival in Auburn, Alabama. They were one of the headlining acts, and the power went out right before they were supposed to go on, and they just went out right in the middle of the crowd. And I mean, there were 1,000 people. They just went out there and set up right in the middle, and everybody just gathered in, and they played their whole set just like that.
That's authentic.
It is.
The string duster
Can't
couldn't do that.
Can't do that in Guns N' Roses, or the band Wallusky couldn't either, I don't think. Which cartoon character do you most closely identify with?
Well, probably. This is a tough one for me.
It is.
Probably. I'm tall. I'm gonna go ahead and say Woody.
Woody? I don't think Woody was that tall. He's about like that, I think. Woody wasn't that big.
That's just off the top of my head. I don't know. I don't know much about.
You could pass for Woody. Get you a hat and some spurs. You could be Woody. If you could time travel to one specific time and place in history, what would it be?
Probably back to the day I met my wife, and I ain't trying to be sappy.
Oh,
that's a
brownie points right here.
That's a special time for me. I don't give her enough.
You're gonna make her watch it for sure.
Yeah,
now
I am. I don't give her enough credit. I'm not the easiest person to get along with.
There's gonna be at least 20, 30 people watch this. So
yeah,
you're spreading it out there on the waves now, the internet waves. That's awful sweet of you. If you could jam with any musician, living or dead, who would it be?
That is a good one. I mentioned my old friend James Watson. He's one, but I would say happy birthday, Bubba. No, I would like to have the Earl experience, man, or Don Reno. Don Reno is a hero of mine.
Okay,
yeah.
Very cool, very underrated, very innovative for his time.
Very,
I think. What's one crazy conspiracy theory that you buy into?
I don't think we ever went to space.
We can talk about this for a while.
I don't think we ever went to the moon.
I'm not of the opinion that we didn't. I just know.
You don't think we did in the 60s?
I don't think we did it when we said we did it.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either. Did we ever go? I'll argue that with you. Maybe we did. I don't know. Did we go in 1969 or what was it, 67? I think whenever that was.
Look how much trouble it is to get off the ground now. And they did it with no computers.
Yeah, with the computing power of a calculator.
with a fax machine.
Yeah.
They went to the moon and made it back.
And like their first try.
Yeah.
First real try. They went up there and back.
Yeah.
And they were talking to Texas the whole time, and I can't get a call into Talking Rock.
What's the delay, like 2 minutes? Something like that. Like not a really big delay, and we're using radio waves.
I don't know, man. I'm not going to sit here and be a moon denier, okay? Because I don't want to catch all the crap. But I'm not sold. If we did, we didn't go when they say we did.
Right. I can agree with that. I'll concede that one.
I'll concede that. Did we go to space at all? Okay, maybe.
Possibly.
I'll say probably.
I had a whole conversation with a guy the other day. He thinks that there is no space, and we live in a dome, and that satellites are actually attached to weather balloons. So, I don't believe that. I
don't know.
I just don't think that.
I don't know. It's an interesting topic. It really is. We don't know, and that's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's just there's been too many people lie to us over the years for me to trust many people on something like that.
Yeah,
and there's so many things that have just been accepted as fact over the years because they were told to us.
Yeah,
and which we're finding out is not necessarily the truth.
I don't even want my feet to lift off the ground until I ascend to heaven.
I don't like going up a step ladder.
Yeah,
really myself.
You won't catch me in an airplane. You won't catch me in anything like that.
That's it, man. I like driving my old pickup truck.
Yep, that's right.
I can do that. I don't know about it, man, and I don't know what makes people want to go. If they did go, why would you sign up for that?
Let me ask you this: do you believe Katy Perry went to space?
Did she? Did she claim to go
in that rocket that they sent up? Some company just come out of nowhere and sent them to space.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. How about that? I don't know.
Look into that one.
I don't know much about that.
It's a funny story.
I don't know. There's a lot of people saying that we can't send anything to space.
Yeah, it burns up or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. There could be something to that. I'm not educated enough to know. I do know this. I do know that there wasn't this big condensed ball of matter that was smaller than a pinhead that blew up called the Big Bang Theory. And here we are.
Yeah.
I believe that God spoke the universe into existence is what I believe. And that's answered for you,
And he was
chapter
and
1,
always
verse
will
1.
be.
Chapter 1, verse 1 of Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There it is.
Yep.
That's all you need to know. That's enough for me.
That's enough for me, too.
I don't buy into the millions and billions of years old. I don't buy into all that kind of stuff. And if it is, there's a reason that people might think that, and I don't.
Honestly, I'm the same way. I mean, and to think the way that we comprehend things is the way that God comprehends things is ignorant.
Yeah, absolutely. If I was on the same thinking level of God, he wouldn't be worth worshiping.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
We wouldn't need him, and we do.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. Amen, brother. And if there's nothing else that anybody gets out of this conversation, you need him.
Yeah.
And that's what if you don't get anything else out of that, you need to know that. Question everything except what he says, because everything else will change.
Yeah, he literally left us a manual.
That's it.
Read it.
Yep, and try your best to go by it.
That's exactly right.
That's it, man. Well, I didn't do this with Josh, but I'm going to do it with you because he mentioned Shania Twain, and I don't really want to ask him this question because of his questionable morals. But
can I say one thing?
Yes, you can.
So all the things that Josh was telling you about, all this kind of music he played that you didn't know, I didn't know it either.
Okay.
It's the Josh thing.
If I was him, I would keep it a secret.
Yeah, nobody else needs to know that except everybody that's going to watch this, Josh.
That's right. Mount Rushmore of musicians. There's 4 presidents, You get to pick 4. It can be any type of musician, banjo, guitar, singer, whatever you want to do.
I would say Angus Young's up there for me.
Huh? Who's that?
AC/DC, man.
What for?
I just love him. I don't know.
I
love bluegrass, but there's one other band that I love, and it's AC/DC. Don Reno.
Okay, there you go.
Said he's.
This is the most diverse Mount Rushmore so far.
Yeah, he's the man.
I didn't want to.
Yeah, Shania's not going to make the list. I would have to. I'm a banjo player, so Earl's up there.
Thank you, sir.
Then, if I had to pick a last, I'm going to go on a limb and say my man Johnny Highland. You ever looked at Johnny Highland?
Johnny Highland is a bad dude.
Yeah.
He's a bad man on a guitar.
He's up there for me.
Okay, very cool. So we got Angus, Don Reno, Earl Scruggs, and Johnny Highland.
Yep.
This will be the most diverse Mount Rushmore in the history of the Gettin' in Tune podcast.
I'm a deep guy.
Well,
There's layers.
us banjo players, man. There's a lot more to us than.
There's some mental illness in there too. So.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it's deep and how much of it's just muddy water.
Yeah,
but
right.
You can't tell how deep the muddy water is. So don't never drive through it. All right, buddy. Don't forget not Ridge. I keep saying I'm still in Ridge Jam mode. Rambler Fest coming up August 30th. Be there. If you want to come after 2:30. That'll be a great time. So we take stage at 2:30. So that'd be a great time to go eat barbecue. We'll be wrapped up after about an hour. Then you can hear the rest of the good bands play.
I'm gonna watch.
Well, I don't. Please don't. I don't need the pressure.
I'm looking forward to y'all.
I don't think you should do that. I just really don't. Other guys will do a great job, but the mandolin player just ain't. He's gonna be there, just to kind of balance out the stage.
I'll take my bra off and throw it at you.
I wish you would.
Yeah.
I wish you would.
That's acceptable now. Just so you know.
Well, it's y'all's festival. You do what you want to. We'll try to keep it family friendly though. Okay, so if you take it off, go in the bathroom.
I'll get it. I'll bring my training bra.
Whatever you need to do, man. I'm gonna wear mine. So, Rambler Fest August 30th, kicking off at noon. We got food over there. We got merchandise. A lot of good music, good jamming, good fellowship over there. Rambler-fest.com, Facebook, all that stuff. Tell them anything you want to tell them right in that camera.
As the Hardy Boys would say, we love you and we need you.
There you go. All right, brother. Appreciate you coming, buddy.
Yep.